Hey guys, Ludo Streams here, coming at you with another battle report. And this time we have the first 8th edition battle report in the usual 1850 points range. And although it might not look like it, both armies have it. Nothing different here. Both of these should be pretty interesting because I'm using multiple new mechanics. The Necron list is a little bit more technical, but the Astrometerum list is nothing to sniff at either. Alright, let's start with the Necrons, because that's the harder one for me to remember. So as you can see, I already have deployed, and in the Necron army we have one single detachment. It's gonna be a Vanguard detachment, because I need a bunch of elites. In HQ we have two guys here, Nemesor Zandrak and Vanguard Oberon. As usual, these guys are a common duo, because Vanguard Oberon always has the ability to teleport to meet up with Mr. Nemesor Zandrak. And obviously, these guys have a big wound buff as all characters. Other than that, they're pretty much unchanged, but they are much better in close combat now since they can hit on twos all the time. The Staff of Light also has a melee profile, which is the exact same as the shooting profile right now. So it's usually range 12, assault 3, strength 5, AP 2, D1, and in close combat it's strength user, so also 5. So very easy to remember, and actually awesome that the guy actually has something that he can hit people with. He has a 2+ phase shifter as usual. He has some special abilities. Most of them are really useful. For example, he gets to remove aura effects, which is incredibly powerful in this edition, as his new counter tactics. He also gives some kind of madness to infantry units. It's random, so it can be +1 attack, +1 ballistic skill, or reroll charge distances, and all that stuff. And he is pretty hard to bring down since he also regenerates wounds every round with living metal, just like his colleague over there. Other than that, they are characters, both of them, so you cannot target them unless they are closest model to the unit, which is never going to happen most of the time unless you're in close combat. In that case, you can attack them just like normal attack rules. Vanguard Oberon is a Lord. This guy here has the special Overlord ability that all Overlords have. He can essentially give a unit some kind of buff, and you can choose that every single turn and it's very similar to the other one. You get +1 to charge and advance, which is really nice because you might not make these close charges, but not as important in this list as the +1 to hit. And it says +1 to hit, so I assume that's shooting and melee, because that's where you get the hit rolls. So he can actually enable Necron infantry to hit on twos, which is massive. Like that never happened before, essentially. It wasn't possible even. Really good stuff. Extremely powerful when combined with melee units, as you will see very soon. And hopefully he will do something. Mr. Vanguard Oberon here is still a Lord. That means he has a different trait. His trait is to reroll leadership tests for units around him, which can be useful, but all of these guys are leadership 10 or leadership 11 thanks to the Warlord trait. Everybody 6 inches of him has +1 leadership, so in this case it's really hard to bring them all down, but it might be very important because there has to be a warrior left in order to reanimate, so it might come in handy, maybe. He has it innate. I don't choose him because of this, but you know, he has it. He has a war size as always, strength +2, AP 4, D2, so very hard-hitting weapon, just because he's base strength 5 already, so it's strength 7 in close combat. That means he kills most stuff pretty easily, and thanks to 2 damage, he can take out multi-wound models even faster. And the biggest problem of the Necrons in their All the addition was the initiative and the lack of assault grenades, so they always go in at initiative 1 or 2, which is last in 99%. And this guy now gets to hit on 2s. He gets to actually whack stuff as he charges in, which he will make. I'll show you very soon why he always will make the charge, essentially. And he is pretty uh, much better than before, other than he lost to this one attack for charging, but that's not such a big deal after all. He is the bodyguard for Mr. Nemesaur, so he is able to teleport towards to him, and he can take one unit with him. So he is able to pretty much move stuff around the map really, really quickly if you wish so. And also he has uh, this ability anytime in the game, so you can reposition yourself really quickly as long as Mr. Nemesaur is actually mobile. That's the only problem, because you gotta get him moving. It's a really nifty ability though, and if he is around him, he can even take wounds for him, which is really, really useful. Not because you necessarily want him to, because he doesn't have a phase shifter, which is a big, big problem for him, since he lacks reanimation protocols now. But he can take some wounds off the other guy, even though he might not be in combat, and then regenerate them back with living metal. So essentially, you can try um, to balance it out so everybody profits from living metal and you still take some wounds for your little minions around you. The characters can never reanimate, pretty much, which sucks, because there has to be something left to reanimate, and since they are a unit of 1, they obviously just die. Good thing is they can hide everywhere since they're characters, and it's pretty tough to bring everything down. So they will probably die last anyway. Those are 2 guys in the HQ slot, and then we go to Elite, because Elite is essentially my troops. In Elite we have the Catan shard of the Deceiver. He got buffed like severely in this edition. It might not look like it, but he is powerful. First of all, his powers are not random anymore. He can choose one power, and he keeps that one. I always choose the first one because it's the most reliable one. Essentially, you get to point at the unit on a 2+, they suffer D3 mortal wounds, which is nice. Why not? Might take it. Mortal wounds are really powerful against high toughness, armor saves, invuln saves, pretty much everything. And he might point his finger at somebody all the time. You can also use those in close combat, although they are treated, I think, as shooting, like, I don't know. But it has to specifically say that you can't cast it, just like psychic powers have to. New edition, new rules. Still, that's not why you take him. He is essentially pretty good in close combat. He has a lot of attacks, good hitting power, and pretty much all around a pretty nasty guy. Because as soon as you kill him, he explodes. Might take out even more models because it also causes mortal wounds. So he's a ticking bomb, and you need to get him up front as fast as you can. Now, funny enough, the Deceiver always had the same trait, which is redeploying Necrons, but in the last edition there was just essentially a counter deployment. Counter deployment is nice and good, but doesn't change too much, especially if you don't have first turn. He now has a much, much better ability, which I did not use yet, which is why my deployment looks very weird. But he essentially can move himself and D3 models anywhere on the map, not in your own deployment zone, doesn't matter, 12 inches away from the enemy, and more than 12 inches away from the enemy, but essentially 12 inches away. And these units that got relocated do not get to charge. Now you're like, oh, it's Batman. But they would be severely overpowered if they get to charge, right? But there's a little bit of a loophole in there, because obviously Necrons have like tons of transports that circumvent this rule, which is why this list will hopefully work, or just get gunned down, we'll see. But in the end, the Deceiver enables transports that start on the board to basically relocate them in front of something, and then at the beginning of the movement phase, just like the Obelisk and the Night Scythe and the Ghost Arc all work, before moving you can disembark you guys and throw them in your opponent's face. and you get to disembark 3, move 6, and then charge. So essentially you're 3 inches away and you can't even miss the charge unless you're dying to Overwatch. Um, that's a really, really powerful thing to do. He is 200 points something, but he is nothing to sneeze at. He's essentially, I think, far superior to the Nightbringer now, because his close combat attacks are really, really nasty too. He's not even worse in any sense, other than that he's very expensive, obviously. He is my first elite. The next elite is not on the board yet. It's crouching around back here. Flayed Ones. Flayed Ones, not so good in the early editions because they are far easier to kill, 4+ saves, just like Necron Warriors. The only big selling point always was their offense, and their offense is massive even this edition. They have 4 attacks base, so that is a bunch of attacks from each here. We have 20 of these guys here, so it's up to 80 attacks basically. But it gets worse. Their Flare Claws don't do anything. They are Strength User and so on, so Strength 4. But they get to reroll wounds. And as now, they can hurt anything they touch. That was not the case before, obviously, because you could not touch anything that it was 10 armor or higher. They get stuck on something and all that stuff. They're not hitting very well, and they don't get any rerolls since they are Necrons, and you're very, very hard to get some sort of reroll above before. They're always synergizing with the Stormlord, but that guy was Lord of War, so it was even worse. Now, this all changed here. These guys do not suffer the initiative yet again. They get to go first if they charge, which they will this game, I can guarantee that. And they get to hit hard with a bunch of attacks and rerolling wounds. They probably gonna wipe out everything before you even can attack them bad, and then pile in the next rank and cause some more havoc. These guys have reanimation protocols, so that as long as there is one more left standing, they roll at the beginning of my turn, and on a 5+, they stand back up and fight as usual. Nothing is essentially slain as long as they keep them alive. So the point is to keep them rolling, keep supporting them with characters, make them hit on 2s, because their basic hit is now 3+, and +1 to hit makes them hitting on 2+. So essentially they can deal so much damage, it's not even funny. They got severely bumped up in coastal, so they are not like 12 points anymore, they're just like a warrior. They are 20 each one, which is a bunch. But in the end, we have good delivery systems now, because the Night Scythe, the Monolith, all that stuff does not really require you to get these guys on the field per infiltration, but you can put them in transport and here they go. And that's all they want to do. I didn't even check if I actually can fit all of them around the vehicles and everything, but we should be good to go. I think you learn by losing, right? Basically, these are my sledgehammer unit that needs to get work done, because everybody else is just here to support them and do some funny stuff, but nothing else. The next thing we have is the warriors. We have some troops here. These guys are all basic warriors. They got a little bit cheaper since they lost their great reinforcement staff. But in the end, they are very, very much the same. I actually forgot to deploy some Flayed Ones. Sorry about that. We have a second blob of Flayed Ones. They're absolutely identical to the other ones, so nothing special here. But with the special rules they have, we're gonna leave one of these squads far in the back with Mr. Oberon, since he gets to teleport them in. And the Nemesis Sandrak is gonna ride in his personal Ghost Ark, which he can, because he's a lord after all. These guys here are all still on the Tomb World, which is something that I'll talk about later. So these warriors essentially all have a very good weapon now. Ghost Flare is rapid fire, 24 range, one shot, AP 1, damage 1, so that's better than before. So if you're hitting Space Marines, they get a 4 plus armor save, not a 3 plus. So that's a huge buff because basically their Gauss AP didn't really matter. Both Gauss Flares and Gauss Blasters are way better this edition, I think at least, than they were before. They are cheap as always, and they get to reanimate with the Ghost Arc and inside of the Ghost Arc. So if I get lucky with my roll for the Deceiver, I will get them to the front, and then I can do some major work. Since rapid fire weapons got severely buffed by you in being able to charge even though you fired them this turn, which is obviously huge for Necrons because that's one of the things their old detachment gave them, the ability to have a relentless and move through cover. And then in the back we have the Croissant, the Night Scythe. And the Night Scythe is essentially buffed as well. Why is that? Because it has 12 hull points. It cannot just blow up like that. It is still squishy because it doesn't have high toughness, but -1 to hit them because it's a flyer. Can only get assaulted by flyers. And the Tesla Destructor got way better. It used to have a twinning Tesla Destructor. Now it just has two. Two Tesla Destructors means 8 freaking shots with Tesla. So they are actually guaranteed to get another one in. And thanks to Tesla, you have a very, very good chance of getting a bunch of hits in. All of these are strength 7, so they can wound even vehicles pretty easily unless they are really, really tough. And obviously the invasion beamers is why we get this unit. You can place some Necrons on the tomb board, and he and the monolith all get to port them in at the beginning of their movement. So still no first turn drop them down shenanigans unless you use a deceiver like I do. But still very powerful, very nasty stuff. It's also supersonic, so 90-degree turn move. Has to move 20 inches, so pretty hard to not fly off the board. But remember, there is no front back firing arc, nothing. It can fire just like a monstrous creature. So you can move around, fly around freely, as long as you stay within 24 with any part of your hull, you get to fire your stuff, just like before. Can't get shaken. Tesla works on Overwatch. Awesome. So Tesla is way better this edition, I think, at least better than before. Other than that, there's not much to talk about it. It is still a Necron Croissant and nothing else. No major changes to the function. Then the second dedicated transport I have is a Ghost Arc. Ghost Arc has 14 hull points, so obviously it's tough as nails. Also has quantum shielding, which is a different ability now. You basically get to roll every time it gets damaged, and you might ignore damage entirely, but the quantum shielding does not go away anymore. So it's not a melter to the face and then you're basically a smoking wreck that might explode very, very fast. Instead, we are easier to survive here, and the Ghost Arc is expensive as heck. So don't get me wrong, it needs to be that way. The Ghost Arc also has a Ghost Flare array. You guys remember that one? You can have always two of these. One shoots to the left, one to the right. It's all gone. We can shoot everything to the front or to the back. Doesn't matter. We assume that the model is moving and is alive and not a simulation or something. I don't know. Essentially, if you get in range, you will put out 5 shots per side, which is 10 shots rapid fire, so within 20 shots on threes, no matter what. You can keep shooting until you lose a lot of hull points, and then you obviously can't hit very well after that. But it is still AP 1, so you get to ignore some armor saves, which is really nice. Damage 1 is fine. And guys inside cannot shoot anymore because it is not open-topped by any means, but instead Necrons that embark inside of it can get repaired, and they repair even though they are not on the battlefield, which is really nice, because one way to remove Necron warriors from the field is just wiping them out, so they can go and hide inside of the Ark, and then they get repaired, and even there are arc repairs guys inside and on the field at the same time, so you can keep switching stuff. It's very a useful ability, and obviously it can also transport HQs, which is why Mr. Sandrak is inside of his personal transport. Unless I get a good roll, then I will obviously port him forward and get him going. Other than that, it is still a transport mix with shooting. Not very common in my list, but now it's probably much better than before. I think that is it. Army is pretty simple. We need to get a good D3 roll, the redeployment with the Deceiver, and we might just break the other army in close combat with a bunch of Flayers. The Flayed Ones will hopefully carry me through this game, and if they won't, then we have to rechange and think about another tactic, how we get these guys in, because I love close combat, and it's gonna be close combat or nothing. On the other hand, 4 points by the way, because 3 points for being battle forged and then 1 detachment. On the other hand, we have a very simple but yet logical list. This is Astra Militarum, 3 detachments, all the same, except some very few mixed versions. They're all spearhead detachments because I need heavy support. I love heavy support, I love heavy Dakar, I don't like normal guardsmen. That's why we take normal guardsmen on heavy weapons, which is called heavy weapon teams. So essentially my troops here are 17 heavy weapon teams. I essentially have 6 slots per detachment, which is 18 heavy slots, and that's why we have 17 of them, all 3 of them with heavy bolters. And now you might ask, well, why so many heavy bolters? Wasn't there like an autocannon spam list you played earlier and all that stuff? Yes, but heavy bolters have the magic number. They have strength 5. Strength 5 means you get to wound normal infantry most of the time on 3s. Higher toughness infantry on 4s, which is fair enough. And you get to wound all vehicles, because I don't think there's anything toughness 11 yet around, get wounded on 5s. So you can poke holes in Monolith with a heavy bolter now. No problem. So the profile is very good. Also, the heavy bolter has -1 AP, which is also really nice, as I just mentioned. It's better than 0, of course. And you get to poke some holes in Terminators with that. Lovely. In addition to this, we obviously have to take some HQs, and I pretty much filled the stuff with the second most efficient unit in the game, which is Punisher cannons. So we have a bunch of Leman Russes here, and as you can see, there's more than a heavy slot fills. That's why we take HQ tanks. So we have 1 tank commander here, 1 tank commander over there, and Mr. Knight Commander Pask, obviously, because he's always in the list for some reason. They all get their 20 shots. The tank commanders and Mr. Pask have additional ballistic skill. He has 2+, the other have 3+. Lovely. Gotta increase that damage output. And after the heavy bolter guys, they're obviously the most cost efficient version and also the tankiest version that I can find. They have some major abilities, which is just re-rolling ones or smoke launches or whatever you like, but re-rolling ones is the one I'm going for because obviously with 9 heavy bolters and 9 heavy bolter shots and 20 Punisher shots per round, they have a huge amount of fire that can profit from the re-rolling ones pretty nicely. Leman Russes still can't get orders from normal guys, they still have to have their tank guys around. That's why I took the 18th heavy support slot and put a demolisher and another demolisher in it. I just realized I have to deploy these guys a little bit closer to each other because they're a squadron after all. So we have to switch these 2 guys 6 inches. Perfect. There we go. This is the squadron special rule. As long as they deploy within 6 inches of each other, they are completely not bound to each other. You cannot transfer wounds over to anybody or something like that. They are just normal, unique models. They just have to deploy differently. So that's why we have two of these guys. That's how much points I could fit. And essentially, they are all equipped the same. Every tank is the same. The Knight Commander has one little special up his sleeve. Tank commanders cannot issue tank commandos to themselves because they cannot get them to characters. Mr. Pass can do so he will order himself to reroll once, and then the other tank to reroll once, and then I have a little extra up my sleeve that will make the other one reroll once too. Hence the formation here. I will explain it later. Then we have one Master of Ordnance. Master of Ordnance is just cheap guy I can put in here. He's a character, he can't get focused very easily unless they have snipers, and then they have bigger fish to fry, so that's why he's here. He's gonna call down artillery if he doesn't move, and he's gonna try to eliminate one of the big targets that might hurt me. Because heavy bolters can kill everything, but obviously there's more efficient ways of killing big stuff. Everything else is fine. The other command HQ slots we also filled. We have Lord Castellan Creed. Why Mr. Creed? Because Mr. Creed can issue 3 orders a turn, which is obviously a big boon. There are some guys here that are not in range of Mr. Commissar Yarrick's aura, so that's why he's here to keep the men in line, to reroll wounds or reroll ones. All good stuff. And also he gives me 2 points to my command point limit, which is really, really good. I mean, that in itself is a big boon, and he's only 70 points. I take him anytime, which makes this entire thing obviously Acadian regiment, which is fine. I mean, I'm not very limited in that case. And then Commissar Yarrick, as a guy that I usually don't like, but he is back here and he's here with his power claw. I don't like him too much. He essentially got to get back up and cheese objectives all the time. Not as useful this edition for this kind of stuff, but instead he gets me to reroll once in within 6 inches of him. And as you can see, everybody is within 6 inches of him, and everybody who is not has tank commandos and some shouting from Mr. Creed next to him. That's all they need. He's also a commissar, so as soon as I take any leadership damage, he just deals 1 wound to me, and that's it. So we can use 1 model max because of leadership stuff, because he's a commissar. Also, he's a character, so you can't retarget him, and that's why he's in the middle of everything, shouting his orders. And if he gets killed on the 3+, he ignores his last wound, and he stays up alive until he fails it, and then he gets removed as a casualty. So see, he's a little wannabe reanimation protocol user now. That's all he is. His power claw is obviously good in close combat, but if everything goes as planned, he's hopefully not in close combat anytime soon, because that's why we have a gun line. This army can output on average about 200 shots, and can hurt everything that walks. You can mow down Space Marines, tanks, monolith, doesn't matter. You can hurt it all, you can kill it all. It all depends on how good the guys go. If we get assaulted, that's obviously nasty, but we can still move and shoot since we have heavy weapons, so -1 to hitting. But the rerolling ones will come in very handy there too. And we can also fall back and shoot if the order says so, which is also a pretty good thing. Essentially, they win the shoot-off against other shooty armies, but they can't really take much. Unfortunately, I lost the first turn here already, but, you know, I wanted to try it out. It's very easy to play. I don't have to learn too much profiles, but we can see some close combat and some advanced Necron army list. I'll play other armies and other units in the Astrometalum stuff as soon as I get to read all the stuff and remember all the profiles, because that's pretty hard to do when there's so much being changed. Alright, bigger introduction than usual, but it is necessary because it's a new edition, so don't mind me just rambling on here. I just wanted to get some information going before we get into the game. Now, obviously, there is one objective here. We're trying to kill each other because missions and so on is pretty hard to do at the moment. But still, we have the option to go first and seize and all that stuff. Astra Militarum tried to seize because Necrons are going first. That's why you see this weird deployment. The Deceiver did not roll yet for his redeployment because that happens at the first game turn, but not before the turn. I don't know how you call that. It doesn't matter. He gets to go at that part. All right, that's all. Water traits are both the same. +1 leadership in a bubble around the warlord. The warlord over here is obviously Mr. Creed, because he has to be the warlord to give me the 2 points. And on this army, it is Nemesaur Sandrak, because he's the most tanky one and the most proficient one, I think, at least. Let's see how it goes. So the first roll is really important, so I might actually use my command point right away for my Deceiver, because I need to roll a d3, and that's how many units I can do redeploy, including the Deceiver. Excluding the Deceiver, he always gets to redeploy no matter what. Alright, let's go for big money. That's a 1. I will actually use a command point, because this is one of the most game-deciding stuff that I can do. So I get to reroll. And that's 3 units. Perfect. That is all according to plan. It goes to show you how strong command points are. This is the big rolling stuff. Alright. Redeploying is pretty simple. We have to grab a unit. I'm gonna grab the Ghost Ark, the Nat Scythe, the Warriors, and the Deceiver himself. So D3 3 units and him. Why is that? These guys here don't get to charge if I redeploy them. I have to redeploy those guys by porting them to Mr. Sandrak. So that's different. These guys here have to stay 12 inches away from the guard, which is totally fine because obviously I get to rapid fire them, which is lovely. I think I'm just gonna go for this side to be fair. Yeah, something like that. Because I need all the space I can get in the front to deploy my big blobs of Flayed Ones. The Ghost Ark is also going to stay 12 inches away. 12 inches is right there. The hole is here. About there, I guess. Yeah, it's a little bit more than 12 inches. That's fine. The Deceiver also will deploy 12 inches away from them, but he's not gonna just face tank everything. I'm just gonna put him a little bit behind cover so he doesn't get to eat the entire Punisher thing. Although I have to put him a little bit more around the corner since he's so fat. Right there. Don't forget he gets to move and everything, so it's not too much of a worry where he deploys right now. Now the Night Scythe is different because it has to move 20 after deploying my guys. So the question is, do I actually try to deploy him very cheeky, like in the corner here? But I don't think I can fit him. We have to basically deploy him correctly, otherwise he will fly off the board and get destroyed immediately. So let's not do that. 12 inches away from the enemy is here. Yeah, it's a little bit more than 12, 12.1. And let's see if he can survive, because he gets to pivot a little bit, and he has to move 20. So he can move over here, which is fine, and then his weapon range is still fine as well. We want him to hit the tank commander, obviously, because his strength 7 can deal better with the tank than my Flyer Claws. I can punch through him at some point, but not very well. Alright, I believe that is my setup, because these guys are still on their tomb board. These guys are just staying where they are, and that's the redeploy. And that's turn 1 Necrons. Okay, so first of all, I would have to declare my will be done and spray madness, but this guy is inside of a Ghost Ark. As long as he's inside of a Ghost Ark, he doesn't exist for the chumps of my battlefield. So we can just assume he's not existent as long as he's in transport. So we don't have to declare anything, we don't have to reanimate anything, but before my movement and everything begins, I obviously want to disembark my passengers. So for example, this guy needs to get out. I'm not sure about the invasion beamers. Let me look that up real quick. Invasion beamers is before the nice high move in each of your movement phases, you can get them out and they have to be wholly within 3 inches of him and so on. Okay, so at the beginning of the movement, we drag Mr. Zandrak out. I get to move my 3 inches. This is just a disembarkation, not his move yet. And then we also get the Flayed Ones. Let's just grab a bunch. Three inches from the base, and then everybody will pile out. It's a little bit iffy for the first time because I don't know my exact measurements yet, but that's fine. I mean, you gotta learn. And also the Flayed Ones are a big bunch of guys. I mean, it's 20 models. That's a little bit too much to just deploy right away. But they get a free move anyway, and I might get enough in for it to not matter at all. Okay. So within 3 is until here. And I get to move this guy a little bit closer. This guy a little bit further. And that guy goes to space and comes back. Oops. 3 inches is about here. Yep, he's fine there. The other thing is, when does Oberon's ability kick in? As far as I know, it's at the end of the movement. Let's see. Ghost Walk Mantle. At the end of your movement phases, you can remove Vargard Oberon and a friendly Celtic infantry unit, which is these guys, within 6 inches from the battlefield, and get them within 6 inches of Nemesis Zandrak. So obviously, we want to move first, and then we use this ability. So I think we have used everything that we need to declare at the beginning. My Will Be Done, as I said, cannot be used, and Transient Madness as well. And I think all I have to do is just walk up. So the first thing is the Khitan. The Khitan needs to walk, and Mr. Zandrak needs to walk. Mr. Zandrak moves 5 inches because he is a Necron after all, so he's not very fast. These guys here did disembark, but that's not their move. Their move is their normal move, so they're moving 5 inches forward. As you can see, we are dangerously close to something that the Astrometam does not want at all. Alright, the Night Scythe will move 20 to here. I'm going to treat this as normal terrain because he's a flyer. He can just fly on top of it, and that's fine. He only will crush and burn if he lands on my guys. That's not allowed. This stuff here will not walk because we will port them in anyway. And then the Necrons on the side here will move up there 5 inches to get into rapid fire range. Although in retrospective, I probably should have deployed them over here and then walked up, so to get the tank commander in close combat as fast as possible. So that's a mistake of mine, but we learn. I'm not used to getting tanks in close combat and stuff. The Ghost Ark itself can also move if it wants to, and it definitely wants to. So we're gonna move, I think 10 inches. Let's check that out real quick. The Ghost Ark moves 12 inches. Okay, so it's actually faster than I expected. So Ghost Ark moves 12 inches over here. and gets into rapid fire range of that tank commander or any other squad that I want to. The Catan shard of the Deceiver moves 8 inches, so that's he got faster than before, which is nice. And we're gonna just hide him behind this pillar. He can't be placed there, but we know he could, just in case. Whoop, there we go. Gizmo saves the day. I believe that is the end of the movement phase, so we will use Vargot Oberon. And let's read the ability real quick so I don't make any mistakes here. You can remove Vargot Oberon and a friendly Sautic infantry unit within 6 inches of Vargot Oberon from the battlefield, and then set them up so that all models are within 6 inches of Nemesis, Sandrak, and more than 1 inch away from the enemy. Now, I did not playtest this, so hopefully we don't lose a bunch of Flayed Ones because I can't place them. So we'll see. Let us see. So obviously we want to stay 1 inch away from these guys, or more than 1 inch away, which is there. And then 6 inches around him is a big bubble. So I should have pivoted the Ghost Arc a little bit, like that. Obviously I'm cheating a little bit, because I need to learn how to do it right. Okay, let's move them up here. Actually, I can get even closer, but it doesn't matter for charging purposes. As long as they all are close enough, that's far enough. Within 6 inches of him is over here. What does it say? Wholly within? No, it does say within. So that means we can measure 6 inches from him to here, and then put this guy here. Because within is essentially you have to touch the 6 inch bubble around him. For wholly within is obviously with the entire model, with the entire base. So that wouldn't work. So let's get all the Flayed Ones in here. Let's make a second rank of Flayed Ones because that's totally fine. They get to attack if they're within one model that is within 1 inch again. And then 6 inches is right there. We get to move the little trick distance. Yeah, still within 6. And then there's this one poor guy that can't get in. Okay, he's gotta join his buddies on the flank here. Alright, that's all the Flayed Ones. And that was my movement essentially, because that was his movement in the end of the movement phase. I know it doesn't say it replaces movement, but if it's at the end of the movement phase, obviously they cannot move anymore. Okay, that is it. So used his one-time use only, I think. Does it even say so? At the end of the movement phase, you can remove him and a friendly unit, set him up so that all models are within 6 inches of him. Okay, it doesn't say even this is once per game. I think that needs to be FAQ'd, but fair enough. Essentially, he can do that every turn. That's really strong, actually. So as long as you can keep Nemesis Sandrak moving, you're fine. I did my one mistake here, though. We obviously want Zendrik in the combat as well. So I need to, you know, make a little gap for him. So he doesn't feel left out. Yep, good enough. Okay, I think everything is in position. Obviously, the Deceiver and the Ghost Arc and the No Warriors cannot charge. But before we go with the big charging and all that stuff, we get to do our little shooting stuff. So the Deceiver can use his ability. It's called the Anti-Meta Meteor. And it says roll a d6 and a 2 plus the closest visible enemy unit within 24 inches of the Catan suffers a D3 mortal wounds. And on his profile, when does it fire? It can use the power of the Catan in each of your shooting phases. Okay, so he can just do it right now if he wants to. Right, so I'm gonna target the closest one, obviously, which is heavy weapon squad number 11. Do we hit? On a 2+ we do. And how many mortal wounds does the unit suffer? 3. Since it's mortal wounds, it will go into the other squads, even though it will kill this one with 2 wounds, and this one will be left with 1 wound. That's only possible with mortal wounds, though. Alright, good start. He does not have any different shooting, he just has his Star God fists, which sound pretty badass. And then the warriors will just rapid fire, I guess, into the heavy weapon squad number 15. So we have 10 warriors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 warriors, all in rapid fire range. And we're gonna give them the full Dakar. Alright, we're hitting on 3s. Okay, that's good enough. And we are wounding on 3s as well, because of strength 4. And this is AP -1. So they get a 6-up save because they have a 5-up usually. Oh, they save 1. That's 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead. 1, 2, 3. That's first blood, obviously, because that was in one entire squad, just as expected, obviously. Alright, so now we're going to fire the Night Scythe into the tank commander. He's 24 inches away, I pre-measured already. We get 8 shots now, because the Twin-Link Tesla Destructor just became 2 Tesla Destructors instead, but it still has the same rules as before. Nice, really good. So we missed only with 2, and there's 2 6s here, so that is an additional 2 hits, because each hit of 6 counts as 3 hits instead with the Tesla rule. It's not called Tesla rule anymore, but you know, it's still the same thing. All right, it's all strength 7, and the tank is toughness 8, I believe. Not sure about that one. A Lehman Russ Demolisher is toughness 8, so we get to wound them on 5s. And there's 2 wounds. And Tesla does not have any EP, so he gets his 3+ save against those attacks. Alright, so we deal 1 wound to the tank commander, and that's it. So not very successful, but then again, it's quite hard to remove these guys from the game because I don't really have good shooting. Okay. Next, I guess we can shoot the Staff of Light into this heavy weapon squad. Or actually, I want to charge these guys. 12 inches, we can shoot these guys instead. Staff of Light hits on 2s because he's a big overlord and everything. And it's strength 5, so it wounds on 3s. That's 2 wounds. It is AP -2, I believe. Or -1. No, it's AP2. So that means 2 guys just straight up die, which is 1. Deals 1 damage, right? Yeah, okay, it's just 1 squad. So the 12. I can remove any of these, so obviously I remove this one, which makes the charge longer. Okay, did his firing. Next up is the Ghost Arc, and it has 2 sets of Ghost Flare arrays. It will only wound the tank commander on 6s, so I think we just remove 2 more heavy weapon squads because we cannot target Mr. Creed right there. So let's fire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 of them, and another 10 of them. These 10 here into... Actually, can we... No, we can't get this guy. It's kind of hard to get the right target then. I guess we shoot these guys here to make a corridor for my charging. All right, and the other one will be uh, in number 9, I think. Yeah, it's exactly 12. Okay, so into these both squads. So hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s and 6-up saves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's exactly the squad. And then the second round of shooting, because it's rapid fire and it has 2 uh, arrays. Wounding in 3s again. Ooh, that's pretty bad. And then 6-up saves. Alright, that's 1 and 1 down. So we have 1, 2, 3. I guess I remove this one because it makes the corridor harder. Although then I expose Yarrick more. I'm gonna remove this one. That squad is gonna die anyway. Yeah, that seems to be the better way. Vigard Oberon does not have any kind of shooting. So I believe that is all of my shooting, right? This guy shot, shot, cannot, shot, shot, shot. Okay, that is the shooting. So far, I don't think I made too much mistakes. Because this one is not even a heavy weapon, so that's nice. Well, actually, the knights have moved. Is this guy rocking a heavy weapon? No, the Tesla Destructor is Assault 4, so we can move and fire with full ballistic scale, no problem. Just if we advance as well, which I certainly do not want with the Night Scythe at all. Okay, I think that leaves us to the biggest phase yet. So first of all, I need to declare charges here. Who do I declare charges with first? I believe this Flayed One squad will declare a charge against this heavy weapon squad, this heavy weapon squad, and this heavy weapon squad, because Yarrick is out of range. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heavy weapon squads that can overwatch. Which they all will, by the way. Each of these guys has 1, 2, 3 shots, and they're all hitting on 6s. Now, Commissar Yarrick has the ability for them to reroll once, but I will look up if it is in every phase or where does it matter. Reroll any failed major rolls of 1. Okay, so it's in any phase, so I assume it works for Overwatch as well. Although, wait a second. Can I disable his ability with Nemesis Zendrak? No, I'm not close enough yet. Okay. So he still gives them the ability because I can't deny him his ability. Okay, it didn't matter. So 2 hits with the heavy bolters, wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound on the flayed ones. And they have a 4-up save, which gets reduced to a 5-up save because of the AP1 on the heavy bolter, which kills 1 flayed one for the moment until he revives and gets back up. Other than that, nothing else can overwatch, so we gotta get our charges going. So let's see how far we make it. 8 inches. Let's see if I get to engage everything. 8 inches here is plenty. 8 inches here is also plenty because this is the squad. So we get to engage every squad that we want. That's nice. This guy is gonna go 8 inches to here. Which means he's within 1 inch of this guy, okay. And then this guy gets to go there. This guy here gets to go towards here. And then we can make this a little bit faster by moving guys around. Obviously, we need more piled around than we need piled in. Over here. Okay, so we successfully engaged all of these models as declared in the charge. We're also staying 1 inch away from all the models that we did not declare a charge against, which is these guys. Now, this army here is gonna for sure attack the tank commander if they can. Let's see if they can. As you can see, they stay 1 inch away from all of these models, which is nice. So we can attack the tank commander, no issue. We might not be able to hurt him or bring him down really quickly, but we prevent him from shooting, which is the big part that we're going for here. So we're gonna declare a charge with all of these guys against this heavy weapon squad, this heavy weapon squad, this heavy weapon squad, and the tank commander. This one here we don't have to declare a assault against because we can just pile in into there after the charge. So that's 3, 6, 8 heavy weapons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All within range, obviously, so we get to reroll once. Come on. Don't do this to me. Looks like 3 hits. Not very good. Get to wound them on 3s. And they have 5-up saves against this, which they make 1 of. So 1 flayed one boop, gets removed. Okay, how far can we go? 6 inches. That's not that far. Can we get into the tank commander? Yes, we can. Perfect. So this guy goes right there. Into him. Then we get the next one in line. And so on and so forth. Oh, wait a second, I need to measure that one. We cannot get within 1 inch of this guy because we did not engage, we did not choose him as a target, so we have to stay away from him. Cannot go closer than that. Now we move around here. Can we actually get to here? Yes, we can. No issue. Although I don't want to make my charge longer with this guy, so we're obviously trying to stay away from blocking him. Okay, there's no closest to closest or anything, so we can leave a gap here for Mr. Zandrak to make it in. And everything else can just pile in and bring the pain. Okay, then Mr. Zandrak will obviously declare a charge, which he makes on a 7, for sure. He then gives the order over to Oberon to make the charge as well. Oh, by the way, they get to Overwatch, right? Yeah, I didn't Overwatch with these two here. So they get to Overwatch. He fails his charge, by the way, because he needs more than 3 inches, I think. Oh, actually, does he? No. If we get to here, we don't get to be within 1 inches. Okay, so he does make it, but we still have to eat the Overwatch, obviously. Actually, I did declare against these guys, so no matter what, doesn't matter. He doesn't make it. Okay. It's not that a big of a deal because he's protected by this infantry squad, which is closer to everybody else than anything else. So it's okay. All right, so that's the big Necron meat in there. I think that's all the charges we can make this turn. And that means we begin with the fight subphase. Now, obviously, my guys decharged, so I will go first with everything that exists. I can also choose the order, obviously, which will be pretty interesting, to say the least. So I think I will start with this Flayed One squad to get these guys more room to pie into here. That's the way I see it. Okay, so this squad here can get attacked by these three Flayed Ones. So we have 4 attacks on each of these. And we get to hit on 3s because we don't get our cool abilities yet. And we wound on 3s and we reroll wounds because of Flare Claws, obviously. And Flare Claws do not have any AP as far as I know, so we have 5-up saves on the guard, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds go through, which is enough to wipe the squad because they already lost some guys. Next up is this part of the flank. Oh, wait a second, this looks messy. Can't touch them on their toes, obviously. Now this guy can attack. That guy is within. That guy is not. So we have 3 guys attacking this heavy weapon squad. So it's another 4 attacks. Oh, actually, I make my pile moves before that. Okay. Wait a second. This one here can pie in here. This guy can pie into there. This guy can technically pie into here. This guy can't pie around here because he has to go pie into this guy here because he's the closest enemy model, so he can just try to fit here. And then this guy obviously pies a little bit, and these guys are already fought, so I'm not gonna pie in with them. But let's see if that changes anything. That's 1, 2, 3, and this guy is within 1 inch now, so we get 4 guys into there, so it makes a difference. Should not forget to pie in when I go. Alright, so we're hitting on 3s yet again. And we're wounding on 3s. With re-rolling, because we have the Flare Claws. Try to flint some bodies. And that looks like a dead squad to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 wounds total. 1, 2, 3. And then finally these guys here, obviously we could remove them, but you know, I'm gonna give them the chance. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 models, I think. 4 attacks each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think they're a little bit dead, but I'm just gonna roll it for fun. Look at all these ones. I wish I had the Stormlord with me now, because I get to re-roll those. Holy smokes! That's a good amount of ones. I don't think it matters at all, but still impressive how the dice can deny your math. It's a bunch of 2s as well. Oh, wait a second, I need to re-roll those, not delete them. It's another 2. That's a cocked one. And that's the wounds. Let's see. Re-rolling. Oh, wait a second. That's the wounds already. Oh, it doesn't matter, whatever. They're dead. They're dead. And fine. Okay. So now we get to do our 3-inch consolidate because we finished our entire sequence of attacks. Even though it looks like I attacked with multiple units, I was only attacking with the same guy, obviously. So we still have to pile in with everything. Now, obviously, we're trying to pile into the next combat, and there we go. We are within 1 inch of this squad. And then everybody else will pile in forward. Obviously, against heavy weapon squads, it's much harder to overrun them because the base of these guys is pretty big, and I only get my 3-inch if I pile closer. So this is a little bit harder to do, but still, we eradicated a bunch of guys in one turn, so we can't trouble there. But just for tactics, in case you are interested how this stuff should work. Now I was thinking about Oberon trying to make a charge in here, but I think for heroic intervention or however it's called, I think you need to get charged and not charge yourself. Where's my character rules? Heroic intervention. After the enemy has completed all of their charge moves, you can pile in and charge with your other guys. Okay, that's fine. So we cannot get him in no matter what. He should be 1 inch away though. There we go. In this case, I'm gonna fight with Nemesis Sandrak first. So these guys here get to pile in even closer and pile further into here. That's the idea. So Sandrak cannot pile in anywhere, so he's gonna attack with his normal profile and see what he can do. I have no idea how many attacks he has. I assume it's 3 or 4. 3 attacks with his Staff of Light, hitting on 2s. Nice. Look at this, new edition. Wounding on 3s. And it is AP -2. So they don't get any saves against this because it brings their AP 5 save to AP 7, and that's no save at all. So it's gonna kill 1 heavy weapon squad, and that's exactly what I wanted. So excellent work by him. The Flayed Ones get to go next, but he gets to try and consolidate. It says you may consolidate, so I will not consolidate to make more room for the Flayed Ones. Alright, Flayed Ones will pile in. Now this guy here is technically not exactly on this base, so we can still move him around to here. So he gets closer to this model. It's a little bit weird like that, but you can always assume I will not go in exact base-to-base contact unless I specifically say so. But I'm gonna stay 1 inches away or whatever, and then I'll pile in to get closer to this guy and pile in to somebody else at the same time. It's a little bit weird with the rules like that, but it's actually how it works. This guy gets to pile in here. This guy gets to pile in here because this is the closest enemy model. This guy has to stay here, although this is also a closest model for him, so he could get his 3-inch pile in to here, so he's now, you know, a millimeter closer. Sounds really weird, but it's how it's supposed to work. And this guy can also be closer to that guy, which is base to base. All right. This guy here you can actually see it, like the distance. Here he has a tiny bit less distance. And then this guy will stay where he is. This guy here will obviously stay where he is. He can't get closer. This guy can't get closer either. This guy can pile into here because this is closer. This is as close here as here. And this guy cannot pile. That guy can also not pile, I think. Technically, he could go here, but I don't want him to. So he may, so he won't. It's weird, but we fine. Oh yeah, we have to maintain unit currency though, which is correct here. All right. Now we're good to go. So first of all, this guy is obviously in range of this heavy weapon squad, so he's gonna get his attacks in. So let's go. Hitting on threes and wounding on threes with 5-up saves. Hey, their armor holds strong, nothing happens. Okay, then the next one is gonna be on the side here, which is against this heavy weapon squad, and this guy is in range 2, so we get 2 attacks from the Flayed Ones. Hitting on threes, winning on threes, rerolling, thankfully. Good guy, Flare Claw. Ooh, they're making their armor saves like a boss, but one base is still slain. Shred. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys against this one. Because remember, as long as they are within 1 inch or within 1 inch of somebody who is within 1 inch, they get to attack. Free target choice. Doesn't have to be the closest. That's a cocked one. Okay. Alright. On threes, re-rolling. Pretty good. 5-up armor. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're all dead. 1, 2, and 3. I'm just gonna remove these 2 guys because they are dead, no matter what. But I think we're close enough. Yeah, we're close enough. So we get 4 guys into the tank commander. These guys just die. And 4 guys into the tank commander is not that bad, I think at least. Remove all these dice. That's for 4 dudes. Hitting on threes. And with strength 4 against toughness 8, we are wounding on 6s. Scratch them down. Ooh, only 1, but we get to reroll. And that looks like 3 to me. Yep, 3 wounds with no AP, so he gets his 3-up armor. And the tank takes 1 wound yet again. Okay. And that is the end of their thing, so they get to pie in. I don't think I want to pie into Commissar Yarrick, because he gets a free attack on me, but I want to pie into the heavy weapon squad for sure. I can do that by piling in closer to the closest enemy model, which is this tank, and then piling in like so. So now I touch the tank and I touch this guy, dragging them into the close combat. This guy here gets to do the same cheese as before. He gets to get a little bit closer and such move to the side like a crab. This guy can pretty much choose wherever he wants to go, as long as he ends his move closer to this one. So let's stay within 1 inch. Just barely. This guy. And then these guys all have to move exactly forward, since they don't have much of a choice and no cheesing is possible. Okay. Then the other flayed ones here will pie into the closest enemy, which is this guy, and pie in such a way that the tank commander is also engaged. Then pie here, pie there, pie in here. Again, not touching him entirely. We still need some more cheese road. 3 inches to here. Let's pie into here. Actually, this guy cannot wander around like that because he is not in currency. So we can go as far as currency allows us to do, which is right there. Yeah, this guy has to pie in here. Okay. Actually pretty simple mechanic. So all the flayed ones are now closer to their closest enemy, and they have dragged some guys into the combat that will get to fight back, including the tank, obviously, and the guys that were previously charged, but those are all eradicated pretty much. So we will see who does what now. The Mr. Yarrick is not within 1 inch, so he doesn't get to attack. The tank has 3 attacks, but it only has a weapon skill of 6. So 3 attacks from the tank against the flayed ones. 1 hit. I assume that's 1 wound. No, it's only strength 7, so it doesn't wound, because these guys are toughness 4. Then we get the heavy weapon squads. Let me scroll up real quick, but I assume that they have 2 attacks. Scroll, 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 scroll. 2 attacks, hit non-force. Yep. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. These guys don't get to attack because they're not the part of this unit, which is 6. 6 attacks, hit non-force. Oh, not bad. No wounds though, because they're wounding on 5s with that strength of. Whoa, do they hex? No, they're strength. I was gonna say, are they strength 2? No, they're strength 3, just as normal humans. Okay. Then we get to attack with this one and this one because it's within 1 inch. So that's 4 attacks from those. Hitting on 4s, wounding on 5s. No. Oh, I actually get to reroll once with Yarrick. I forgot. And then this one here gets to go. That's these 2 guys. This one doesn't get to attack. And I'm not gonna pie in, no, because it's a may move, not a must move. I will stay as far away as I can so I can run away properly. And that is a wound on the flayed ones. And they hold strong. Nobody touches the flayed ones. Alright. I believe that's end of the combat, because these guys attacked, these guys attacked, these guys attacked, tank attacked. So next up we have the morale phase. These guys here lost 2 members of their squad. And let's see what Commissar Yarrick has to say about this. I believe they can use his leadership. So I'm not sure if this even is relevant. If they can do that, we are good. If not, he's probably going to kill one. Yeah, he's leadership 9. So they can all use his leadership. Which means even if they lose 2 guys of their squad, and they roll a 6, they go up to 8, which is not enough to trigger morale no matter what. Same for these guys. Same, the tank cannot take any test because it's a single model, and these guys didn't lose anything, so they can't actually take it. So morale is just fine. Now I must say the flayed ones would cause them to lose another one, but I'm not sure if how much the Catan ability is, because that's the thing I can do. I have -1 to them if there's a flayed one unit within 3. So that's the one thing for our leadership checks. And the other one is the Deceiver, which is 12 inches. So let's see if he can reach that squad. Okay, so he actually reaches this squad. So they lost 2 guys. So that's 2. Dread from him means 3. Flayed ones means 4. Plus 6 means 10. So they can actually lose guys here if on a roll of a 6. Okay. So now this is correctly resolved. Everything else is as I just said. These guys are all leadership 9, and the Deceiver is not in range for his ability to affect those leaderships. Okay, I believe that is Necron's turn 1. Now I know it was a huge turn, but you know this is an alpha strike list, so the first turn will take time no matter what. And now we will see how the Astra Militarum can retaliate. The plan is very simple. Hold still and fire. Fire everything that we can. Uh, Make sure these tanks do not get in close combat, because those will have the majority of the firepower. And we have to take out the entire unit of Flayed Ones to actually make an impact. Because if they get to make their reanimation protocols, the entire thing goes again, and we know they overkilled the units. So that's a good idea to get enough down. Um, the first thing we have to do is move those guys so everybody can fall back. Because if these guys here, for example, cannot fall back, then this unit cannot be shot at. So I need to make room for everybody to fall back and break free of these flayed ones. Because a fallback move only works if I get to stay 1 inch away from somebody. And if I can't do that, I'm obviously locked in combat, so I can't do anything. Um, how do we do this best? Okay, this guy here, these guys here can move backwards, because they don't get to fire anyway. Then this guy also gets to move backwards. What's the movement speed on a heavy weapon squad? Probably 6, I assume. But you should never assume in a new edition, because that will bite you in the butt no matter what. Nice rhyme. uh, Heavy weapon move 6. Yep, just as expected. Why do I always play alone? That is not correct. The last 2 games I actually didn't play alone. Although that is unusual. You're correct about that one. Alright, so we're falling back 6 inches to here. To show that, I'm gonna go the other way. So we know these guys are the ones falling back. This heavy weapon squad is gonna follow because they are part of his squad. To here. And then this heavy weapon squad is also trying to escape at least. Oh, can we actually make it? Oh, look at this. That's why you pile out like that, because we need to grab them by the throat. Okay, that's actually really bad, because the problem is I can move these guys, but then they don't get to shoot their heavy weapons very efficiently. And I need to get the tank commander out of combat, so that's pretty hard. Alright, I think screw it. I think my tactics is wrong here. Now I think I can get one Flayed One squad entirely down this round. So we assume that the other one will be staying in combat, right? So we have to break free from these guys, but not with these guys. That's the basic idea here. So let's see. These guys are not in combat, so the only unit that has to fall back is squad number 14, and then we get to do our thing against the other squad. So these guys here will try to escape. Let's see if that works. Nope, stay within 1 inch. So we have to stay here, which is more than 1 inch away, and then we have to stay in unit currency, which is about here. Alright, makes sense. So these guys here fell back, so we don't get to shoot, unless we receive special orders from Mr. Creed. But they're a little bit too far away for that one. I don't know how much the order range is, but I think it is 6 or 12. Pretty low, to say the least. I'll just go up there and see what I can do in a second. Voice of command. 6 inches is the range now, unless you have a Vox caster, which I obviously have not, because how? So I can only issue orders to these guys here, for example. So I guess the right choice would be to run away with these guys still. So we still do this move. So we can issue an order to them to make sure we get this going. All right. Hi, Laurie. Welcome to the stream. So as I said, we cannot break free here. The tank cannot possibly move away. This guy he gets stuck in close combat because he doesn't get to wound around here or something. He cannot fall back through these units because you can't do that. And that's pretty much it. Mr. Creed would like to fall back a little bit at least, but if I move him over here, I probably will get engaged with the very next combat when these guys get to mesh up these guys, and then he's gonna be in big trouble. So I think he's safer where he is right now. Obviously, we could try to move everything here, but I don't. I will not bother. All right. Commissar Yarrick is going to stay exactly where he is because he's still providing that rerolling once bubble that I need. Because we need all the firepower we can get to wipe out these 20 guys. And you never know how the dice feel about that. Alright, so that is my movement. Not much, I know, but everything that moves doesn't really shoot very well. So let's start the phase. So we need orders here, voice of command, and both tank commanders and Knight Commander Pask need to do their order thingy and load the guns. So first things first, Mr. Knight Commander Pask is going to order himself and the tank commander, yep, this tank commander, to reroll once in the shooting phase. He is gonna fire at the Flayed One squad, and so is the other one. So first things first, let's fire the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 shots from the heavy bolters. Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s because it's Knight Commander Pask and he's awesome like that. Still misses. Wounding on 3s. And 5 up, saves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Flayed Ones die. Maybe I overestimated my firepower. Underestimated, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next is the Punisher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 20. 20 shots from the Punisher into the same squad. Hitting on 2s. Look at all these 2s. Good thing we have Pask. And look at those 4 1s. Good thing we get to reroll. Because of tank orders. Wounding on 3s. Because of strength 5. Ooh, that's not good. That looks not like as if I was enjoying this. Okay, this time I get my 4-up armor saves because the Punisher cannon does not have any AP. And it didn't even matter because I roll just 2 4s anyway. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Flayed Ones removed. Zzzt. I actually deleted some of them, which I shouldn't have, by the way. I don't remember how many, but we will count at the next round when the reanimation starts. So that's Mr. Pask, and now his body is going to do the exact same. So we have 5, 7, 9 shots from the heavy bolters from the tank commander, hitting on 3s because he's not as awesome. Rerolling 1s though. Alright. And wounding on 3s. And 5 up saves. 4 more Flayed Ones bite the dust. As you can see, we will probably not get to reanimate, but maybe we can draw some more fire, you know. Never know about it. Alright, so we have 5, 10, 20. Excellent. Look at all these ones. Although there's a bunch of 2s in here too, so I guess it's pretty statistical in that regard. Alright, Punisher. Also wounding on 3s. And 4 up armor. Oh, that looks like a very, very good roll here. That's 4 guys dead, but still, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. So one flayed one remains, which we have to kill because otherwise they will reanimate. They are all waiting in the dust. Okay. So next thing is gonna be in order. Castellan Creed is gonna order these guys here. I can't do that. That's too bad, because I can't see this guy, possibly, right? I can see a part of him, but I don't think that matters. Hmm. Yeah, what the hell. This tank commander is gonna order this Lehman Russ Demolisher to shoot, to reroll once. He's gonna shoot his heavy bolter at this guy, and the other 2 heavy bolters and the Punisher Gatling cannon at the Ghost Arc. I think that makes the most sense, right? Yeah. Okay. So we have 3 shots hidden on 4s, rerolling ones, thankfully. No, didn't matter. Winning on 3s, and there he goes. One flayed one squad destroyed. Doesn't come back, doesn't get to reanimate. Now the rest of the shots into the Ghost Arc. So we have another 6 heavy bolter for the big Dakar. This time we don't get to reroll anything, and we wound that thing on a 5+, and it has an armor save of something. I don't know all the profiles yet, unfortunately. Let's have a look. It has a 4+ armor save, so it fails both of these since the AP is -1, which means it goes down to 12 wounds for now. Then we also get to fire our Punisher. Rerolling once. Getting a bunch of 2s. Oh, see, this is not a normal tank, not a tank commander. So we still only hit on 4s. And we wound on... No, actually on 5s, sorry. I was thinking about warriors there. Wounding on 5s, and that is a 6-up save on the Ghost Arc. So nothing happens to the Ghost Arc. I think that's pretty tough. What else can we do? So we did a order. We can do another order to this Lehman Russ to reroll once, and he's gonna fire his weapon systems into Ghost Arc, I guess, because I can't really see the warriors very well. His Punisher cannon is out of range. So I guess we shoot the Punisher cannon into the warriors and the heavy bolters into the Ghost Arc, because they have more range anyway. All right, so let's go. Rerolling once. Ooh, that was bad. And winning on 5s. Nothing. Punisher cannon. Rerolling once. And this time we get to wound on 3s. That looks very, very good. Okay. That is a bunch of saves, so 2 warriors die. Okay. That was not too bad, I guess. Let's keep them here because they might reanimate. These guys we can delete because they're all dead. At least I think. Let me check real quick. I'm not sure about anything in this edition, so let me check reanimation protocols. Um, roll d6. Yeah, unless the whole unit has been completely destroyed. So the warriors that die can still reanimate, but the flayed ones that all died are completely dead. They can't come back or anything funny. I hope the edition doesn't mess up my army. Uh, if you have a physical army and you mean you can't play it anymore, no. But a lot of stuff's changed. That's the main core rules are basically changed very, very much. But you can still play all the armies detachment wise. How do we go on here? So this guy here has to get these heavy weapon squads to ignore their fallback. So that's what he's gonna do. Because we are still in the ordering phase, pretty much. So these two guys here can fire into Ghost Dark, I guess. I'm not sure how that works with the guys in close combat. Is that actually a restriction still, or can I fire the characters then? Let's have a look at the characters. Special rule. Um, a character can only be chosen as a target in the shooting phase if they are the closest visible enemy unit to the model that is shooting. Actually, that is really weird because the closest visible model is obviously this guy, and they are in close combat, so they can fire at them. But it does not say, it doesn't say anything about the model being able to shoot at what is closest. So I think I cannot fire into Oberon or Zandrak because the flayed ones are just chilling in the middle. So I think I have to fire at the Ghost Arc. So he's gonna order them to fire at the Ghost Arc. They're gonna be hidden on 5s though because they move with the heavy weapons. And they reroll ones. Oh, not bad. Oh, not this one. 2 wounds on the Ghost Arc, -1, so 5 up save. 1 wound on the Ghost Arc. Goes down to 11. So he still has 2 more orders to make. I guess he's gonna order squad number 3 and squad number 4 to both fire into the Ghost Arc as well, because I don't have any other valid targets. And they get to reroll once when they wound as well. So we have 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna resolve them all at the same time because it doesn't really matter for me whether or not, because I don't think I will overkill it. So that's fine. Alright, so heavy boulders and all the ones. Good thing we reroll. Oh, that was a pretty bad reroll even, and this one was even cocked, so gotta reroll. Feels bad, man. I think in the end it's not too bad, I think. Wounding on 5s and rerolling 1s. 3 wounds on the Ghost Arc with a 5 up save. And that's 3 wounds on the Ghost Arc. We're whittling it down, slowly but surely. Okay. 8 out of 14 left. I think that's my orders though, because I got the fallback, I got the reroll wounds, and I think the rest of my stuff has to fire into the Ghost Arc, because I don't think I can get any other targets. I mean, yes, I can kill the warriors, obviously. So everybody that can see the warriors is going to try to shoot the warriors, and then these guys here will go as fine. So this heavy weapon squad here cannot see the warriors and is falling back, so they cannot fire. This heavy weapon squad here, the 13 and the other 13, can both see and fire at the warriors. So we have 3, 6, 9. And they are still within 6 inches of Yarick, because I pre-measured everything. And that is a lot of threes. Now they wish they were veterans, but then they wouldn't have as many shots, so I guess they can't. I guess they can't just be free. Not re-rolling once, unfortunately, anymore. So that's some wounds here for up saves in the Necrons. Removed. No, actually, they would have cover from these guys. So they are in cover for sure. And the unit is. I mean, is every model more than 50% covered? Eh, no, not really. So I would say 4 die here, because that would reduce their armor. I'm gonna remove these guys so they get hidden even more. Um, but this weapon team can see them. The other one cannot. So we still have this weapon team and this weapon team here. No, this weapon team is close combat. But these 3 can still see. And these 3 here cannot see anymore. Okay, so we have only these 3 guys to kill the warriors now. It's gonna be a little bit tricky. Alright, so hitting on 4s, rewarding 1s. Getting almost nothing. Feels bad, man. On 3s. And 5 up. And that's 1 more down. Pew pew. Okay, I believe that is all I can do with the heavy bolters there. So we have 3 left here. We have... Yeah, that's it. We have 3 guys left that can fire into the Ghost Ark, and then the Master of Ordnance gets to do his thing, hopefully. I'm not exactly sure if he needs to hit. I hope he doesn't need to hit, but I guess he will, since there's nothing else. Did I already roll this? Let's assume I did. I didn't actually remember. I was looking at the chat. Whatever. Winning on 5s. That's pretty bad. Or only 1 wound. But at least it goes through. So the Ghost Arc though goes down to 7 wounds remaining. Remember, it has living metal though, so it will regenerate, which is pretty nice. And I guess it is time for I mean, Castellan Creed can technically shoot his pistols, but they don't have enough range, and he doesn't want to come closer to anything. So I guess we go with the Master of Ordnance. Okay, Master of Ordnance has a special ability, which can only be used once per game, as far as I remember. Ah, there he is. Artillery Barrage. Weapon can only be fired once per battle, which is right now, and cannot be used if the bearer moves, which he did not. The weapon can target units that are not visible to the bearer, which is nice, but I need to subtract 1 if that's the case. You may only use 1 artillery barrage per turn, no matter how many you have. Okay, so it's heavy D6, and I need to target something that I can see if possible. So the Master of Ordnance can see the Ghost Ark because it's huge. So he's gonna fire at the Ghost Ark for sure. We have how many shots? 3 shots. And it is Ballista skill 3, which is not bad. Nice, that's 3 hits. It is strength 8, which means it wounds the Ghost Ark on a 3+. Nice. And it is AP -2, so the Ghost Ark will have a 6-up save against this, because it has a 4+ save, +2 is a 6-up save. Otherwise, it will take D3 damage each. Alright, let's see it. Nice, I saved 1. Okay, but this is twice D3. That's 1, and that's 2 damage. Now, Quantum Shielding kicks in, I think. Let's check it out. Gotta go to the entry again, because it's not a universal rule anymore. Quantum shielding. Each time this model suffers damage from an unsafe wound, roll d6. If the result is less than the damage inflicted by the attack, the damage is ignored. So we need to roll a 1 to ignore the 2 damage here. We do not ignore the 2 damage, so the Ghost Arc takes 3 damage combined and goes down to 4. Okay. That Ghost Arc is pretty hard hit now. And the problem is the Ghost Arc has 4 hull points remaining. That's 1 hull point less. And the Ghost Arc will only move 4 inches anymore. But the good thing is it has only Ballistic Skill 4, so it's already a little bit damaged in that regard. If we get it below 3 wounds, we are fine. But remember, it's living metal, so you have to bring Necron vehicles to 2 wounds and not 4 wounds, because they will regenerate one of these wounds anyway, so they will go back up to 3, and then you actually did the right damage, essentially. All right. I believe that's everything, right? I shot with these guys, shot with every single tank, except this one, because it's locked in close combat, obviously. I shot with everything else, and I don't have anything left other than that. So I guess we go to the charge phase. I do not want to charge anything, I believe, because I'm pretty sure that Commander Yarrick is going to get his ass kicked if he tries to kill the Flayed Ones, because the Flayed Ones will have a bazillion attacks, re-rolling wounds, and he does not have very good saves, a 4+ save, as far as I know. And yeah, I don't think he wants to do that. I even would like to move him away from the Flayed Ones, but I'm not sure if there were any Flayed Ones in the way, so he could move away. Nah, don't remember exactly. But he is supposed to be here anyway for the 1-inch bubble. I don't care if he dies or not. He's not the warlord anyway. This guy is the warlord. And he needs to be safe, but he couldn't escape earlier. Okay, so charge phase begins. So I'm gonna choose my first unit to attack, and then the Necro player gets to do the next one, because nobody charged this turn. I will choose to do my heavy weapon squad attacks first, because the tank commander only gets to hit on 6s, and I mean that's pretty much a crap shot, so I don't want to take that one. I would rather have my 4 heroic attacks that might actually hit, because they hit on 4s for some reason. Alright, so 4 attacks into the Flayed Ones, hitting on 4s and wounding on 5s with their measly strength, and a 4+ save, and the Flayed Ones are fine. Alright, then obviously I'm going to choose to go next with the Flayed Ones and try to rip something apart. This guy is 2.2 away from these guys, and 2.3 away from that guy. No, he's exactly the same, I think. So he can pie into here or here, doesn't do anything. Obviously, he's gonna try to pie into him. But I don't think he can make it, because he has to stay within 2 inches of unit currency. Can he make it? Yeah, he got him. Alright. This guy here is gonna use the good old technique to pie around. This guy too. This guy. This guy just stays here. We have to stay 1 inch away from Mr. Yarrick, so we cannot pie in here, but we can obviously pie in over here. And then the Flayed Ones here will also crawl up. And this time the tank is gonna fear the entire wrath of the Flayed Ones. You cannot move away and shoot them. That doesn't work because I'm too close together. I tried to move away. That's why there's half of the Flayed Ones missing, which is a good thing. Otherwise, the guard would have lost right there. But that's okay. Now we go with the flayed ones. So this guy is within 1 inch. Guy is within 1 inch. So we have 3 flayed ones on heavy weapon squad number 7, which is 12 attacks, because they are good like that. All right, let's try to rip them apart, and it looks very good. Winning on 3s and re-rolling, because we have the claws. And that's 5-up saves. And that looks like 4 wounds on the squad. So that's 2 heavy weapon squads down and 1 remaining. Then we have 1 flayed one against this one or this one. I'm gonna choose to attack this one, because it drags me too far away from the combat. So 4 attacks. Just wait until next round, then they will have 4 attacks hitting on 2s with rerolls. Okay, 2 missing. Reroll. And armor. Yeah, 1 wound on the heavy weapon squad, because the 5-up saves are holding strong. Okay, this guy obviously has to attack the heavy weapon squad. These guys can all attack the tank. I think I'm gonna attack the tank with everything I have except the one guy here. Alright, so I'm gonna try to kill him with 1 flayed one, which is probably a little bit not enough. I don't think so, but you know, might fail all of his armor saves. Yep, there we go. 2 wounds on the guy, which kills weapon squad number 11. And now we go with the entire thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Did I take it with 2? Yeah, I think so. 16, 15. Yeah, you better get some green stuff, because flayed ones are expensive as hell. That's the major problem with them, in my opinion, at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't think I attacked with more than that, but that's okay. Alright, let's see if we can actually deal some damage here. So hitting on 3s. And we don't get to reroll those here, unfortunately. But it's possible, by the way. You can reroll these if you take Immotech the Stormlord, which I did not. But technically you can hit on 2s and reroll. And rest 2. Alright. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 6s. That looks like a cocked one, unfortunately. That one too. The rest seems flat. Yep. So we have 4 hits. 4 wounds so far. And we get to reroll because of Flare Claws. Oh ho! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that looks like a bunch of wounds to me. Alright, but the Demon Russ has a 3+ armor save, so we get to save these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 hull points gone. So he goes down to 6 out of 12. Which means he's still alive. I don't know if it does anything to him. Let's check. Since the Demon Russ is pretty tough, I guess he will go to 2nd stage, but not below. Yep, we are at the 2nd stage, because 4 to 6 wounds. He now only gets D3 attacks, which he will do right now, because he's the next one attacking. So Demon Russ gets D3 attacks, 2 attacks, hitting on 6s, because he's not very fast, and that's it. That's the fighting there. Now we go back to this squad here, and this squad here. So that's 4 guys attacking the flayed ones here, and I'm not gonna pie in for sure, because I don't want to. 4 guys attacking means 8 attacks, because it's heavy weapon teams, and they have 2 attacks each. Hitting on 4s, because for some reason guards are not that bad in close combat, even in this edition. And 2 wounds on the flayed ones. Oh, might they kill one? they kill one. This one. So they killed entire 2 Flayed Ones from this squad so far. Alright. And that is, I believe, the charge phase and turn 2 for the Necrons. Correct? Fort, can't fight. I'm not piling in. Oh, no, I can pile in. Right. The Flayed Ones need to pile in, because after I attack, I need to go. So obviously I'm gonna cheese my way around here. But do I want to engage Creed yet? Because then he would get to attack me. It's interesting. If I keep him in close combat, does it do anything for me? Not really. Nah, I'm not gonna engage him. I'm just gonna crawl forward and try not to get stuck on the tank. Yep, this guy gets closer. So does this guy. So does this guy. And this guy. And I guess that's it. Okay, now we're done. Finally. Leadership test for the Flayed Ones is not necessary because they're leadership 10, so they can't possibly lose anything. This heavy weapon squad got obliterated. This heavy weapon squad lost 2 members. It is leadership 9 right now because of Commissar Yarrick. But it has -1 leadership from the Flayers. Yep. So they are leadership 8. 2 plus 6 is 8, so it cannot lose anything for morale here. Obviously, the tank commander can never use because he is alone. Apparently, it doesn't matter if his armor gets scratched off. He just cares about the inside, which is just himself. These Necrons here will have to take a leadership test though, because I lost 7 warriors this round, and they are leadership 10 as well, I guess. No, Necrons are always leadership 10, so I assume they are. Warriors. Leadership 10, of course. So 7 plus 6 is 13, so we have to roll this too. I'm on Twitch too, yep. Oh, do we actually get something done here? 6 plus 7 is 13, so I lose 3 models. That's actually the entire unit then. Do I have anything that helps me against morale? I do not believe so. Because he's too far away, he would buff their morale. Yeah, I think they're just gone. Okay, so that's the first casualty by running away then. Because they rolled a 13, their leadership is 10, so they fail it by 3 and they lose 3 models right away. That means no reanimation for the warriors and they are slain. Alright. So I guess we can finally go to freaking turn 2 Necrons and start with reanimating some stuff. So Flayed Ones will try to reanimate, which they don't know, but they will stay here and they can try to reanimate next turn as well. Then Zendrak is gonna give them My Will Be Done. My Will Be Done does his will, obviously, but in terms of game mechanics, it just gives them +1 to advance charge hit rolls until the beginning of the next turn. And then he also is gonna give them Transient Madness. So let's see what that does for them. Number 3, which is Quell the Rebellion. Models with this ability improve their ability skill by 1. So, I want the attacks. So, do I want to reroll that? I mean, I have command points left still. Oh no! Right. Wait a second. I need those command points for the warriors here. I completely forgot. Let's try to rewind that. I will try to use 1 command point for the morale there, because that would make sense. There we go. Alright. So, I need to get some warriors. Sorry about that one. I am new to this edition as well, so it is a little bit tricky sometimes to remember to do this stuff. So we get the warriors back. There were still 3 standing, and we get to make our 7 reanimation protocols. And we get 1 guy back. Chip. Like so. And the rest of the guys, the 6 remaining, will stay and wait for the next reanimation. Or the next incarnation. I don't know. They're Buddhist now. Okay. That's actually really funny. I can grab this entire blob of Necrons now and try to port them to Nemesis Zandrak. That's so weird. I think they need to fix this rule for Oberon. That's even with my cheesy standards, that's a little bit too powerful. Because actually, I still can use the Ghost Walk mantle. At the end of the movement phase, I remove Oberon, the infantry, and then I appear within 6 inches of him, and then get to do an entire charge and not get stuck on the tank commander. I think I will do that right now, because I don't see anything that prevents me from doing this, because the ability does not specify that I have to pick a unit that is not in close combat. I just have to be within 6 inches of Mr. Oberon, which I am right now, but he could also move and then, port. But, yeah, I think that's entirely legal. I mean, I will eat some Overwatch again, but I want to obviously charge these guys as well, and not just the tank commander, because the tank commander is not really uh, my cup of tea right now. All right, so I guess we activate the mantle at the end of the movement phase, and then we'll be having fun with them. All right, this guy can turn around because they're not falling back anymore, and these guys can sneak around the corner. 5 inches, not so far. To here. And this guy cannot go into the... Okay. Turn around. Oh, don't fall over. Actually, I should have picked the other unit then, but I don't think the Madness has such a range. Nah, it has to be 6 inches, so this guy couldn't give it to them. The Night Scythe does the usual croissant thing and is gonna turn 90 degrees and fly over here. It doesn't really have to do anything. It just has to fire and fly in circles. That's pretty much all it does. The Ghost Arc activates level metal, obviously. It's going to regenerate 1 whole point. And it can move, I think, 8 inches still. Because it's damaged, but not that damaged yet. But it's probably going to die next turn, so that sucks. Where is it? The Ghost Arc moves 8 inches when it's damaged. Okay, so it reduces its movement speed by 4 every time it reaches a new stage of damage. I would like to get the Ghost Arc in range of the warriors so I can repair them, but obviously I'm too damaged to get there. And I guess we just have to live with it and just rapid fire everything yet again into these guys, because it gets to destroy 2 squads pretty much. Yeah, but let's go for it. So it moves 8 inches. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna shoot 2 squads and then try to charge the Ghost Arc into something. It doesn't sound very intelligent, but I think it's actually the safest thing. So it can regenerate some hull points, and then it can try to fall back. I don't know. The thing is, if the Ghost Arc and the Warriors get to meet at any point in the game, I can regenerate them really fast. And that will hurt the guard the most, I think. Because the Demon Russes here, I don't think I even can crack them at this point, but I'll try. I have a War Scythe here. He can deal some major damage. Um, Actually, I would not like to... Or do I want to turn like this? I think so. Yeah, I think we are exactly in range for everything that I want. Okay, but Mr. Zandrak obviously wants to move because reasons. We need to have as much space as we can for the Flayed Ones. Over here. And then finally we can move Vargot Oberon, I guess. Yeah. So Oberon is gonna activate his mantle yet again, which he could not in the previous edition. Funny enough, why? I wonder. Okay. Um, so Oberon himself is probably gonna punch Yarick in the face, but I need to see what Yarick can do because I never even played him once before. But I assume he's gonna power fist me in the face if I charge him, so I need to know what happens if that happens, because Oberon does not have an in-one save, and I would not like to lose him to a foolish charge. If that's the case, I'm just gonna punch the Demon Russ in the face. He has a 4+ in-one save, that's the first problem. He has 4 wounds, which takes me 2 attacks, because I have the War Size, which is easy enough. He has a Power Claw, which is strength 6, -3 AP. D3 wounds, so I still get my 5 up. I don't think it's worth it. I think I just engage the tank commander yet again. Alright, so we're gonna hop, more than 1 inch away from him, but technically right in front. And then the flayed ones will just take care of this little piggy over there. Can I fit him here somewhere? Nah, I think this is a little bit tricky. Yeah, it's too far. So we have to stay 1 inch away from Yarick and the tank, because we are technically not in close combat anymore with them. Like so. And then 6 inches to Zendrak is pretty far away. So that's over here. Yeah. Because it doesn't have to be wholly within, I think. Or has it? I don't remember. Ghost Mantle. This scrolling. I hate these new codexes. I need freaking better scribe for this stuff because it takes too long. Yeah, all within 6 inches. Okay, not wholly within. No, it's all D3 wounds and everything is just per model, unless it's mortal wounds. Mortal wounds is the only thing that can carry over to other squads. Unless you have another exception to the rule, of course, but as per core rules, no. Does not work like that. That would be awesome because there's a good chance that the Demolisher and everything just overkill stuff way too quickly. And currently there's no way to use those more effective. I think it's a good payoff though, although it will make Horde armies very, very strong, unfortunately. But, I mean, they had a very crappy edition last time, so I guess that's fair enough. 6 inches is over here. So these flayed ones get some new flesh on their Necron bones, and then yeah, that's the thing. We can attack Yarick no problem with all these flayed ones because who cares if his power fist might hit somebody if he doesn't just get completely flanced in this turn. But Mr. Zandrak doesn't even have a very good weapon against the tank commander technically, so I guess we still attack with him. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's just gonna do as normal. All right. My will be done is on these guys. They also have the madness, so they have +1 ballistic skill, so they can throw their hands now or something. I don't know. The only thing that's missing is the deceiver. He's so deceived that I didn't even see him. Does he have unobstructed movement? I don't know about it. Deceiver has Dread, Nicodemus, Reality, Power of the Catan. No, he doesn't have anything. Okay, so he cannot fly? Ah, he can fly. Okay. I was gonna say, how is he not flying? He's a freaking floating thing. If I get him over here, he might get a charge against that tank. So I guess we flip him over there. Whoa, not that thing. Should be, yeah, 6 inches is fine. Okay. I forgot this one, by the way. It's out of sequence. Shouldn't have done that. But honestly, I'm barely able to see him because he's brown on a brown sandish map. Okay. All right, so let's use his power first. I'm gonna try to grab that tank commander. I got him. How many wounds does he take? He takes 2 mortal wounds to the face. Strong stuff. Because as you can see, these wounds are really hard fought every time I try to get them. The next thing is the warriors over there. They will rapid fire um, into this squad here, the back squad, so we don't overkill everything, because we have basically free target choice right now. All right, 5 ups. Hey, nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that kills this guy, and this guy takes a wound. I'm taking them from the front because obviously I want to make the charge longer. Uh, Everything else doesn't really make sense right now. Then we have 2 flare arrays here. We can put one of them into this squad, one of them into this squad, I believe. Yeah, we're within 12 of both of these. The only problem is we are hitting on force now, which obviously sucks. Good enough. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. 3 hits only. Although that's 3 wounds with 6 up saves. No, 1 weapon team at least dies. Okay, that's good enough for me. And then the other 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. That's better. Yep, exactly middle. And that's perfect wounding. 6 up saves. And that's 2 of the squad gone. Squad number... Oh, where did I measure? I obviously wanted to target a squad that has 3 guys in it. I think I mistaken these guys as a squad. That is not a squad. Am I in range of these guys? I am. Okay, let's assume I would have shot at these guys. I was confusing these guys with another squad. It's just too many heavy weapon squads, that's all. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. It's all intention in this case. Nemesis Zendrak is gonna shoot his Staff of Light, as always. Pew pew. Staff of Light is awesome. Wounds the Demon Russ. What it doesn't make its armor save, because it's -2. Nice. So tank goes down to 3. And we are rolling on. The Night Scythe is gonna fire his Tesla into this squad. And this squad, these 2 squads. Alright, so we have 4 shots from the first Tesla cannon. Nice. I'm doing really well with the Tesla today. That's all wounds except 1. And that's 2, 2. So that's 2 guys dead. And then the other squad. Perfect. So these 2 are misses, but they, thanks to Tesla, they are not. That's all wounds. And that's 4 wounds on the squad. So 1 and a 2. Perfect. So we're peeling off a lot of models here before even the Flayed Ones get to do their thing with the shooting. That's nice. So shot, shot, can't shoot, shot, can't shoot, shot. Think we are good to go. Yeah. All right. Next thing is the charging. So where do we charge first? I think... Does he Catan want to charge the tank commander? I think Oberon can take it to the face, or even Zandrak. Yeah, Zendrak is gonna take it to the face, because if he tanks a wound, I can pull it over to Oberon, and thanks to Living Metal, they will regenerate those wounds next turn anyway. So let's charge the tank with Nemesis Zendrak first. Tank will obviously Overwatch. It's now gonna hit on fives, I guess. Uh, where's my tank? Uh, no, that's the wrong tank. It's a command tank. That has better ballistic skill anyway. I'm looking for the tank, the tank commander. The tank commander has 5 plus. Okay, it doesn't matter. I don't know why I looked this up because obviously he's gonna hit on sixes in Overwatch. Amazing. All right. Wounding on force because he's toughness 5 and 2 up save, 3 up save thanks to the heavy bolter. Then the Punisher cannon. Oh, there were ones there, right? I have to reroll the ones. I need to remember because he's still within 6 of Yarrick. Oh, that's pretty good hits here. The Punisher cannon gets 5 hits. And that is 2 wounds. This time 2 up saves though. Okay, he's totally fine. All right. The distance 5 inches is totally enough to make it. Chook. Although I'm gonna pie him over here instead. Obviously not exactly in base to base, but you know, so he can move around. Oberon is obviously gonna charge. Smack. Actually, I did that wrong. Okay, so for new edition guys, he cannot see me. But to declare charges, you don't need line of sight anymore. So you can charge him, but he cannot overwatch you. Pretty weird, but it's I couldn't see anything where Overwatch uh, uh, charging requires a target sight anymore. So technically, I should have declared a multi-charge against him and Lord Castellan Creed. That would have been the best choice for sure. Um, so the Deceiver is gonna make this multi-charge, so against the Tank Commander and Mr. Creed. Mr. Creed can fire his pistol, although he's out of range. So I'm not sure if he even can. I don't think he can. Because I think Hotshot last pistol was 6 inches, but I might be wrong about this. Lord Castellan Creed has a pistol with 6-inch range. Yep, cannot do it. Alright, let's roll out. Hopefully get some charging. Nice, perfect. So the Catan Shard can engage both the Tank Commander and Lord Castellan Creed, and he can divide his attacks between them if he wants to. Because he deals 3 damage a hit with his Star God Fist. And that is probably gonna hurt Mr. Creed very, very much. Alright. So he's supposed to be like so. Not within 1 inch, but you know, close enough. Okay. Next up will probably be the Flayed Ones. The Flayed Ones will declare a charge against pretty much anything they can see, so everything can Overwatch. Because I don't really think they're gonna take enough damage to actually be ineffective here. And I don't want the Nave Warriors to eat the Overwatch. I don't think that's a good idea. So, let's start. Yarrick misses. The Master of Ordnance misses. 1, 2, 3. Actually, do I engage the squad? Yes, I do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not this one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's a bunch of shots, but I guess we can take it. 4, 5, 10, 30. Daka daka. Although, these guys are out of range for Yarrick. So let's say these are missed, and these we get to reroll. I know this is not correct. This was cocked. But still. Okay. Didn't even matter. I mean, we got 2 hits total out of 30. Holy smokes. It's 2 wounds. And that's 1 flayed one down. And there he goes. And then we get to declare our wonderful charge. We get +1 to this because of my will be done. So we have a 7-inch instead, and we have 8 with our, with the within 1 thingy. So let's go. First of all, this guy is gonna engage here. This guy is gonna engage here. This guy is gonna engage here, 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 here. Not too close to the tank. I don't want to pie into the tank. That's not a good idea, I think. And then we do the nice little 2-rank thing. Obviously, we want to put a lot of attacks into Yarrick, so he dies. But since he only has 4 wounds, I think I am fine. Because I'm gonna hit on 2s, and he's gonna get hurt severely. And then the Ghost Ark obviously will declare a charge against the Heavy Weapon Squad, or against the Tank Commander. Nah, against the Heavy Weapon Squad, I think. It's really dangerous to do that, though. I'm gonna declare a charge against the Tank Commander. Alright, let's go. 6 inches, perfect. Crash. Dunk. Looks a little bit weird, but it works. If it works, it works. Okay, I think that's the charges. So these guys here can charge the Heavy Weapon Squad number 14 and 13, and they already got to Overwatch. So we can just make the charge. Yep, and there we go. So bunk, dunk, obviously not exactly within 1. Here and here. There we go. And that is the assault phase. Let's do the fight phase. So I'm gonna fight first with everything because everything charged. That's the rule. So first thing first, I'm gonna do the Catan Shard of the Deceiver, I think, because he can deal some major damage, and I need to know how many attacks I need to put into the tank. So the Deceiver has 4 attacks, and he's gonna ignore every kind of save that Lord Castellan Creed has. So I'm gonna put 2 attacks on him and 2 attacks on the tank commander. That's a little bit greedy, but I think I'm gonna go fine with that. So 2 attacks on Mr. Creed. I got 1-1. That's bad. I wound him on 2s. And I don't even wound him. Okay. But 2 attacks on the tank, which are obviously both hit. I am strength 7, so I wound him on 5s, which I do not. Okay, so actually I didn't do any damage. Feels bad, man. But that's okay. I mean, he might explode and just kill everything anyway. Then I can do the Ghost Ark, I guess, because I'm pretty close to its profile. The Ghost Ark has 2 attacks and a weapon skill of 6. Take that. Oh yeah, and it is strength 6, so I can punch the Demon Russ on a 5. Nice. It's AP nothing, obviously, because I'm in a freaking Ghost Ark, and it doesn't do anything. So we just crashed into him and shook a little bit, but nothing else. Alright, alright, alright. I guess I can't do it. Now Vanguard Oberon, even with the pie in, probably wouldn't get within 1 inch of Creed. Let's see if Zandrak would. Yes, he would. So he would actually get to attack Creed. So I'm gonna attack the tank commander with Oberon. Oberon has 3 attacks. Hitting on 2s, Which doesn't matter if you roll once. Oh, god damn it. Ah. Okay, I'm stupid. I'm gonna use 1 point to reroll that one, obviously. Because we need to get rid of the tank now. Okay. Thank you very much. So he is strength 7 with the Warthige, so I guess we can kill it still? Nope. Uh, no, wait a second, he's strength 8. Because he's base strength 5. No, he's 7. Damn it. I was gonna say I was gonna convince myself that he's not, but all the units are strength 5, I think. Let's have a look at his profile. Vanguard Oberon has 3 attacks, has a wall scythe 2 plus 4 minus 4 AP, which doesn't matter if you can't wound anything. Feels bad, man. Alright, I guess Zandrak has to punch it as well. 4 attacks, hidden on 2s. And wounding on 5s. Nice. It is -2, so it has a 5 up. Okay, that's enough. Excuse me. And nothing happens. These things are so tough to kill, like holy smokes. The toughness 8 really hurts me. I hope they're really toughness 8. I'm not doing funny stuff here, but I think they are. Yep, they're toughness 8. They're just really, really hard to remove. Alright, I guess I have to feel better about myself and attack with the Necron Warriors next. So Necron Warriors get to hit the 13s and the 14s. I'm gonna hit on the 14s with everything. So that's 4 attacks on the charge, which obviously sucks, but you know, gotta have it. Hitting on 3s, thankfully. Winning on 3s. And that's 1 dead. Excellent. I guess I would take this one. And then the Flayed One attacks. Now this one here, I'm gonna attack with 1. I think that's enough. Oh, wait. I'm hitting on 2s, by the way, because I have my will be done. So no misses. Rerolling. Nice. Show them what's good. That's one heavy weapon squad down, and that's the only one that was left. So the other 2 attacks don't do anything. This heavy weapon squad has 1 guy remaining, so I'm gonna put 1 more in Flayed One on him. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on 3s. 5 up. Nice. This is going very well. Shaving out another one. This one is going to put all of its attacks on the Master of Ordnance, and so is the other one. Nah, I want to put more on Yarrick, I think. Just 1. Yep, this is a tabletop simulator. So 4 hits on the Master of Ordnance, and that's 4 wounds on the Master of Ordnance, and I guess he has a 5+ save as well, which he fails. So he is toast. I have no idea what his profile is, but I assume he doesn't have an inward save or anything. Let's check, just to be sure. Conscripts, Special Weapon Squads, Master of Ordnance. Does not have anything as a war gear and has a 5+ basic save, so he's dead. Blah. Slayed him really good. Okay, so I'm killing 1 unit with 1 Flayed One, and I still have more. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that could attack Yarrick. I think that's enough. Probably overkill. Let's do math here real quick. 4, 4, 3, 4, half. I think we need 5 maximum, even with bad rolling. Let's take 5. So for 5 Flayed Ones, 4 attacks each, hidden on 2s. And we miss a bunch of them, because I can't reroll 1s, unfortunately. But we will still wound him on 3s. And we get to reroll that, because we have the claws. Oh, I didn't stack the rest. Alright, good enough. And he has a 4+ refractor field, I guess. So he gets a bunch of saves, and he's dead. But he has a special ability that prevents him from dying on a 3+ every time he tries to take his last wound, I assume. I don't think he gets to tank everything at the same time. I think he needs to take one at a time still. So he has Iron Will. A roll a d6 each time Yarrick loses his final wound, and a 3+, that wound is not lost. So we have 1, 2, 3, and this is the last wound he's supposed to lose. So we have 3+ to not die. He's fine. 3+ to not die. He's dead. Alright, that was Commissar Yarrick's stand up to the Flayed Ones, so he got killed. Alright, so since I only used 5, we still have a bunch of guys left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 that can go on this one. So that's 16 attacks between them. Hitting on 2s. And winning on 3s, rerolling with the claws. Good thing too. 5 ups. 1, 2 and a half. 1, 2 and a half. And then we have, I guess, the rest of them into the 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Flayed One. Yeah, 6 Flayed Ones left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the dice here. Holy smokes. Alright, let's do it. Oh, so many ones. I mean, it's probably overkill, but as you can see, the other one survived with 1 wound, and I don't like that. They gotta die. So we can use their hide as our clothes. Clothing is always nice, even if you're a Necron in a robot, but you know. All about the flare virus. Okay, everybody's dead. Severely dead. And the rest of the stuff is not engaged with us in combat. And at the last but not least, we get to pile in 3 inches if we wish. Unfortunately, that brings me into the tank yet again, but I will try to pile in as much as I can into the other directions. This guy here is 2 and a 2. Closer to this guy, so he can pile in 3 inches this way. Obviously, we're gonna pile him 3 inches just barely within 1 inch, so we can pile around into this squad as well. That guy the same, that guy the same. Same. Now, I don't have to pile in 3 inches. I can pile as I like, as long as I can come a little bit closer. Just a tiny bit. This guy here can pile into Mr. Creed, so he doesn't try funny things and tries to run away. This guy goes here, 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 so we can pile around here. Actually, not pile, this is all consolidating, by the way, it's not piling. Consolidating is what this is about. This is 4.6, this is 4.7, really? Nah, this is closer. So he gets to go his 3 inches right this way. This guy doesn't, unfortunately. So he moves this way, this way, this way, and this way. Everything moved closer to the closest enemy, which is the tank commander, and at the same time try to pile into other stuff. These guys here also get to consolidate. So this one here can try to go here, here, and here. Okay, I think. I mean, the Ghost Ark gets to pile in as well, but you know, who cares? It's all fine. Okay, so the tank is still locked in. It can't break free. It cannot fall back even if it wants to. And I got pretty much everything except these guys here in close combat. So I have a good chance that these guys cannot get fired at because they will always be in combat thanks to the tank commander. That's the general idea here. Um, so it's turn 2 guard, I guess. We're not going very fast, but it is a bunch of stuff happening, so I guess that's fine with me. I don't care about turns. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do combat right and everything. All right, so guard can do something, I guess. Um, I guess I'm gonna try to fall back with Creed. Can he order himself? I guess so. I have no idea if there's any restriction. Um, Orders may only be issued to infantry units within 6 inches. Yep, okay, so he can run away and then order himself to fire. All right, so this guy is gonna move out because he does not want to die this day. So he's gonna fall back. The heavy weapon squad will not move, obviously. These guys here will have. Nah, do I fall back? Yeah, better than nothing. If I don't fall back, I don't get to do anything. So I'll fall back this way. Not only to protect the tanks, but to get in range of orders. So they get to at least hit on 5s and not on 6s. And I have to stay 1 inch away from the Flayed Ones. Okay. And then, yeah, these guys are just royally screwed. That's all. Because they are not really in any range of anything. And the tank cannot fall back. You cannot fall back through enemy models anyway, so he's stuck. And that's why these guys are still in close combat, and they can't get fired at by this entire freaking army of shots. Okay, but that means we get to fire at the Night Scythe, we get to fire at the Night Scythe, and at these guys, because they're now free. Okay, so let's start all the orders. So first of all, the tank commander here is gonna order this Leman Russ Demolisher to fire at the warriors with everything he has, just to be safe. Obviously rerolling once. What else would he order? So hitting on 3s, rerolling once, and good thing too, because we have a bunch of ones right there. That's 2 cocked dice though. And wounding on 3s with 4 up saves, because it is 5 up saves. Ooh, and 1 warrior goes down, goes into reanimation reserve. Then we have Punisher. Oh, that's 1 single one only. But I guess it was a very good hit, so can't really complain. Yeah, that's a decent hit. And wounding on 3s. Pew pew pew. Perfect. 4 up saves, because it's AP nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. Necron Warriors wiped. As expected, obviously. Okay. Next order is gonna be Creed on himself. Or is he? He can't even shoot anything, now that I think about it. Let's order himself move, move, move. Because he wants to run away, I guess. Although he cannot order himself move, move, move because he fell back. So he can shoot, shoot, shoot. No, he can't do that. Okay, so he can't order himself move, move, move since he can technically not move. Because he fell back this turn. I guess that's how it works. And let's just order these guys here to shoot at the Night Scythe. So these guys here will shoot at the Night Scythe because they moved and they fell back and everything. And it's hard to hit. I have to hit on 6s. That's 1 hit. That's nothing. And These three guys here need also the same order, which they will get. And they will also shoot at the night scythe, because it's the only thing I can target. Are they in range? Yeah, totally in range. So we have 9 shots this time. 1 hit. Nothing. These two guys here. Yeah. So 3, 6, hitting on 6s. 2. Wounding on 5s. No. Can't roll 5s for my life. Alright. Everything else is gonna fire into him, and I'm gonna do orders all along. This tank commander did already order this guy, right? Yeah, I ordered somebody. Then Knight Commander Pask, that tank, and that tank can all fire into the Night Scythe. And since they have different ballistic skills, I have to do them separately. Okay, Knight Commander Pask is going to start the show because he's the boss, obviously. So he is going to order himself to reroll once. He's going to fire with his Punisher Cannon. It has -1 to hit because it's a flyer. So he's going to hit on 3s instead of 2s. He's going to reroll all these ones. And then he's gonna show those pesky Xenos flyer what's good. Alright. Now, wounding on 5s. We need those rolls again. That's not good. That's just 4. So, 1 single wound on the Night Scythe. It does have a 4+ as far as I know. Where is my Night Scythe? No, it's at a 3+. Wow, not bad. So 3+, it's fine. Alright, then heavy bolters. 3, 3, and 3. 9 shots, hidden on 3s, rerolling once. Nope. Wounding on 5s. I can't roll 5s for my life. Sorry about that. 3, 3, 3. Okay, we're gonna continue with the tank commander, who's gonna get an order for Knight Commander Pask. Hitting on 4s, rerolling once. 3 hits. But I really need to roll those 5s. Hey, one of them, 4+ save. Nice. 1 wound on the friggin' Night Scythe after all that shooting. Dun, 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 dun. It's gonna die. Anytime. Anytime now. Punisher. Hitting on 4s. Rerolling once. Oh, good. Look at this. If this was a ground target, he would have got a really good hit off. But since it's not a ground target, we get -1 to our hits. And I guess we lose all those shots. Alright. That makes up for it, though. There we go. Okay. The bad thing is, it still has a 3+ armor save. The good thing is, it still loses 3 wounds, so the Night Scythe goes down to 8. And we have the heavy bolt systems. Or did I already roll those? I don't remember. 3, 6. I'm gonna roll it, and if it's too good, then I'll 4+ it, I guess. Don't cry about spilled milk, right? 1, 2, 3. It would make a difference. There we go. Okay, and then finally, last but not least, the city tank that does hit on 5s now gets to shoot thanks to the order from the other tank commander. That is not in close combat. And he misses horribly, so 1 hit. It's a wound though, and a 4+. Yep, he makes it. And then we have the Punisher. Punish, punish, punish. Fire in the hole. Reroll those ones. Good thing we have tank orders. That's exactly why we have them. Unfortunately, all these 4s do not matter because it is a air target after all. Oops, I deleted a F5 there. So we have 1 more hit. Good hits though. Does it matter? Maybe. Yes, 5 wounds, that's not bad. 3 wounds go through, nice. So net health goes down to 5. Alright, that was pretty crappy shooting most of the time because I did not wound very well. But I have no ability to reroll my wounding if I already order myself to reroll shots. So, doesn't really do anything. And that's it. I cannot possibly do anything else in my shooting phase because everything else fell back or did something weird. I don't know. I cannot fight the Flayed Ones since they are still in close combat. And do they have unit currency? They have. Okay, everything is legal here. Nothing to see. Everything is legal. And that is it. I don't think I can do anything else. All right, so close combat. It's my turn, so I go first. And there's only one unit in close combat, which is the tank commander. And then these guys here, because they got pied in. This is actually one guy. Okay, in this case, I'm actually going to attack with the tank commander into the Flayed Ones. All right, I got one attack. Take that. Miss. Okay. I guess Oberon first or the Catan first? So first of all, Oberon is gonna pile, and then he's gonna hit. Hopefully gonna hit. Positive thinking, right? Ah, he hits. And he doesn't wound. That's the story here. Zandrak is gonna pile a little bit. Now he's actually in base contact. Which doesn't matter, but he needs to move. Oh, he only hits once. But he does wound twice. Can the armor saves finally be failed? Yes, there's one save failed. It's -2 to the save, so this is a armor save mate, but it still loses 1 hull point. So hopefully the Deceiver can just punch it into oblivion, because that's what we need right now. Although I get to do my 2 attacks against the Flayed Ones before that. And nothing happens, and now I get to punch with the Deceiver. How many attacks does he have? I completely forgot. 4. Okay. So 4 attacks entirely on him. Hitting on 2s. Obviously you're rolling a 1. And 5s. Nothing. Tank Commander's still alive. So... Oh yeah, the Deceiver gets to pile, by the way. Like so. My Flayed Ones would also get to pile, but... Apart from this guy, I don't want to pile with anybody, I think. Everybody else is within an inch of somebody who is within 1 inch. Although I can pie into these guys here. Okay, I will obviously want to pie into those. I will pie into him. Getting closer to him and blocking this Demolisher from shooting. Piling here. And then I have to maintain unit currency. So I can't get much closer than this. Yep, perfect. And then these guys here will also pie in 3 inches. Can I make it? I can't. I can make it into the tank with the next pile move. And then this here is all gonna move 3 inches forward. Not exactly in base contact, but close enough. And then we have to see if we maintain currency. We do. Excellent. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Flayed Ones against the tank. Comments about the new edition? Yeah, a lot, but I need to finish the game before. Otherwise, I will not be finished until 3 a.m. I'm afraid. And there's lots to talk about. Alright, hitting on 2s. God bless hitting on 2s, because otherwise this tank will probably never die. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. That's more like it. I get to reroll. Yeah, they take that, Demon Russ. You're gonna die this turn. You are so going down. And it's probably gonna explode and kill half of my dudes. Probably. Hey, I did 1 wound. It's cocked. I'm lucky. Hey! I killed it. Does it explode on a 6? Of course it does explode. I knew it. I so knew it. I mean, I took so long to actually kill it, and now it just explodes in my face. Probably gonna kill half of the flayed ones, just because it can. Oh, I actually need to revive them afterwards then. Okay, that's not too bad actually, because it's not my turn yet, technically. Where is the freaking tank? Uh, Roll a d6. On a 6 explodes, each unit within 6 inches suffers d3 mortal wounds. Okay, I hope it hits this guy too, because I want to kill him with that. It doesn't. It's just barely off, I think. Oh, it's in. Ha! Take that. D3 mortal wounds on the Demolisher. Perfect. I take that any day. 3 wounds off the next tank. That's totally fine with me. D3 mortal wounds on the Deceiver. Ow, he's a little bit too effective now. Ouch, it's really D3? Seriously, that hurts. Oberon. That's only 2. Lucky for him. Zandrik. Also 2. Ouch. Good thing these guys regenerate wounds, because it's not gonna matter. The Flayed Ones. I only take 1, obviously. So I'm gonna take this guy. Just wait until I come back. Slice you in half. The Roast Arc, it was probably gonna die, but, you know. Oh, 3 feels bad, man. Uh, 3 goes down to 2. So it's seriously hurt now. And I guess that's everything? Movement 6? No, you guys get to die too. Nice. So this guy dies and this guy takes a wound. Whoops, that's a screenshot. And my Night Scythe is unfortunately not in range. Boo-hoo. Damn it. I can't reach him. So I think that's it. That's all the damage. And then we remove that goddamn tank. Finally, it's dead. Alright. So the flayed ones get to consolidate 3 inches. To here. To here. To here. Whoops. To here. To here. To here. Sneaky peeky. Got another one. To here. 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 And I think we're Gucci. Now the question is, do I actually choose this guy now? I think rules as written, I can't actually move him now because he didn't get to attack and he's not within 1 inch. So technically he can't do anything this turn, which is really nice because I can shoot next turn with the Ghost Arc. Sounds funny, but I think that's how it's supposed to be done. What's supposed to be done. There we go. All right, that is the guard's turn. Although I think we have to take some leadership tests somewhere probably, but I'm not gonna bother. I think they just die next turn no matter what. So that's fair. Time to reanimate. Alright, boys. Time to rise and shine. Oh, just 1. Feels bad, man. Good thing we can put him right there. Hello. I'm back. Back to flay some more. Alright, the Night Scythe is gonna regenerate 1 point due to living metal. Nemesis Zandrak is gonna regenerate 1 point due to living metal. Oberon is gonna regenerate 1. The Ghost Arc is gonna regenerate 1. But it's still majorly screwed, unfortunately. These guys do not generate 1. My Will Be Done gets casted onto the Flayed Ones yet again. What's the madness that he has in plan for them? Damn it, that's the wrong one. I'm going to use 1 command point and try to reroll this to a 1 and a 2. Damn it. So I get +1 ballistic skill, so I have ballistic skill 5 now. Woohoo. But, you know, gotta do it. Yeah, I mean, the guard has points as well, but to be honest, I think it was a good thing that the Demon Rush exploded. Because I need to get out of close combat somehow. That's the problem. Um, and then the Night Scythe gets to move again. 90 degree. I don't know why people comment that it's hard to move flyers in this edition. You can literally move 20, move 20, move 20. And as long as you always keep flying in this pattern, you can shoot this way in this edition. It's no problem. So this night side will always be in close range for the Tesla. So I don't know. Doesn't seem too complicated, at least in my opinion. Um, Movement. Mr. Nemesis Zandrak can move yet again. And I guess he's gonna move this way. Try to punch Creed. It's not technically the same, no. First of all, you have to move full 20. If you can't move your minimum distance, you're immediately destroyed. If you fly off the board, you're also immediately destroyed. So you actually have to keep cruising around and around, and have to keep the stuff in range. But other than that, it's 90 degrees moving, 90 degrees moving because it's supersonic. So other than that, not a difference, yeah. So technically you're right and technically you're wrong. It's a little bit harder, but it's not hard, not at all. Unless you have like a gigantic minimum movement, then it's hard. All right, so this ghost arc is gonna come closer to this guy here. Try to fire him yet again at him. The deceiver is gonna come very, very close to this guy, so you can actually shoot him in the face and not somebody random. And Vanguard Oberon is gonna come over here and try to actually do something now, although he can only move 5 inches. Did I move him further than 5 inches? I bet I did, because I'm a cheater. Okay, there we go. Now he moves 5 inches. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. We Gucci. Okay, time to shoot. Deceiver into Lord Kesselin Creed. He's gonna look him into the eyes and say hello. How many wounds does he take? 1 mortal wound to the face. Unsavable. So down to 3. The Ghost Arc is gonna fire its Gauss Flare array into this guy and into this tank, into Pask. So that's 5, 5, hitting on 5s because it's severely damaged now. But not bad. I mean, for 5s, excellent shooting. And that's some good wounding too. And he's toast. Who would have thought? I just want to get rid of him so I can shoot Creed with something else later. Alright. Oh, wait a second. This is not enough. We need the same again. So we got 2 hits into Pask, wounding him on 6s. Nothing. Nemesis Sandrak is... he's closer to this Demolisher, but he can't shoot at it. So I guess we have to fire into Pask as well. 3 shots with the Staff of Light. Oh. Winning on 5s. Nope. Nothing. It's Batman. I can't roll 5s in this game. With either side. Both of these sides are rolling way below average with their 5s. The Night Scythe is gonna go full... Actually, I can just remove these guys from a map, right? I'm gonna put 1 Tesla into here and 1 Tesla into Pask. So 4 Tesla shots into these guys. And that's 2, that's 2. That's an excellent Tesla hit. And that's all wounds. And they are gone. Who would have thought? Next up, same deal into Pask. Nice, 2 Tesla, hit again. Pew pew. Wounding on 5s. And... nope, denied. Yeah. Done shooting, done shooting, done shooting. Yeah, I think it's time to charge. Charge. First of all, the Catan will charge Lord Creed. Creed has. Actually, can you shoot both last pistols? I don't even remember if. Or can you only shoot the pistol and nothing else? Eh, I gotta look that up. I'm sorry about that. That looks like weird stuff, but I mean, this dual wielding was allowed last time I checked, but the pistol range changed. All right. Okay. So you have to choose pistols or non-pistols, and then you can fire all of that type. So if he has 6 pistols, he can now shoot 6 pistols. All right. Let's go. Nice. One pistol hits. Um, Wounding on a 6. Nothing. Catan is in. Whoop. Actually, he can charge around like that in that bush. Um, Target Oberon is gonna charge. Oh, actually, I cannot move within 1 inch of this guy. Feels bad, man. So weird with the Overwatch. So the way you have to do this is like this. You have to move not within base contact with him, so you can move closer and then fire into the Demolisher. Although you can't attack him, but you can still keep him in close combat. Alright, Oberon is gonna charge the Demolisher and this guy. Got it. Dunk. And Zandrak. He's the worst charger ever, I think. He's not really getting forward with his charging. And then the Ghost Ark is obviously also gonna ram Lord Gessling Creed, because why not? 5 inches. Hey, oh. To be honest, I would be most scared of this thing if that tries to hit you in your face with the with the ramming, uh, whatever that is, spoon, splinter. Okay. And these guys here obviously already fighting, so they don't get to charge anything unless I make them. All right. So where do we start? Uh, I think we punched the Demon Rust first because it keeps not dying, so I have to assume it's not gonna die this turn either. So Oberon, good thing he hits on 2s. God bless 8th edition. And that's good wounding too. Nice. The stuff is -4. So is it? Where is it? Yep, it's AP4, so his 3-up save becomes nothing. And I deal 2 wounds with each of these attacks because the War Thighs? Scythe? Scythe? I think it's Scythe. Scythe. Yeah. War Scythe does deal 2 damage apiece, so it drops down to 4. That's how he can do it if he gets the right wounding. So I guess he makes up for it now. Then Mr. Zandrak, next. Still gets 1s. Winning on 5s. Nope, nothing. Okay. The Star God is gonna punch Castellan Creed with all his attacks because he can't attack the Demolisher because this is not a declared target that I charged because I fucked it up. I should have declared the target because it was in close combat with the Flayed Ones anyway. Yeah, the AP system is really changed. It's better, much better in my opinion, because you get to hurt stuff. Um, so first of all, he misses everything, which sucks. He wounds twice. Castellan Creed has a refractor field, I think. It's a 5-up. Should be a 5-up at least, because he's a big guy. I'm not saying he's fat, but... Whoa, whoa, whoa. My codex is going wide. Second. Ugh. I saw Creed about 3 times now. I think it's just bugged. Okay. Let's assume he has a 5-up, because it doesn't really matter. 1 wound go through and he's immediately dead. Punch him in the face. Okay. So that's Warlord kill. And first blood. So they're winning. That's. But I'm just doing this to repeat the rules, because you need to play this correctly. For example, Oberon shouldn't be like this, he should be like this, so he can pile around. And this one should be like this, so he can pile around, because otherwise they can't. The rules are really, really bad in that sense. Okay. Now the Flayed One gets to rip these heavy weapon squads a new one, as always. I will just remove them, to be honest. Because what should they do? They are piling in, they are piling in, they are piling in, and then they get to attack with a bazillion attacks. And these guys don't get to attack at all, unless I want them to. Because everything here charged, then I choose these Flayed Ones to go first, because it's my controlling turn, and then these guys get to go, and they're all dead at that point. So might as well just remove them. Pop, pop, pop. And we assume these guys would have attacked them because they are closer to here, so these guys can still attack the tank, and these guys get to attack a tank. And then the guard concedes because there's no way they're gonna win this game. Just wanted to see. Oh, wait. I can reroll twos. Not yet. Not yet. 1, 6. Hey, another 6. And reroll. Because Flayed Ones are cool like that. Alright, no AP, unfortunately. And the tank is bye-bye. Is it? No, I was dreaming. It still has 2 wound slash. Oh, man. Although I have that Ghost Arc. Haha. I'm gonna give the Ghost Arc its full turn. Because it can pie in. And it can punch the tank. Which it misses. Huh. Okay, and then these 4 guys will probably do another 2 wounds. Let's say they do 2. The real thing is like this. Afterwards, these guys get to pie in here, these guys get to pie in here, and in the end, all the tanks will be in close combat. And even if I don't kill the tanks, I mean, guard lost by bazillion kill points, and they can't get rid of this stuff. It's impossible. This thing is gonna fly around and keep flying around. The tanks can fall back, yes, but each time they fall back, they cannot fire. So that's a problem. The other problem is this tank can't even get away, so this is the only tank that can try to get away. And remember, Oberon can grab all the freaking Flayed Ones and attack again. And since I get to pile in here on this side, I can actually pile in around with the Flayed Ones here, so the tank cannot escape. So they cannot even fall back on this side, and the Catan technically gets to consolidate after killing Creed, so he gets to go around here. And there we go. So if I could play it correctly, if you want to win combats like these, you have to surround the units. As soon as they are surrounded, they cannot fall back, because they cannot end their move without getting within 1 inch of you, which means they do not fall back. That's the interesting thing. So the pile-in and the consolidation move are really, really important to wrap around the combat and make sure nobody can escape. So the more mobile units are, the better this is. Obviously, Flayed Ones are slow as crap, but other units that have hit and run and so on can use this to reposition correctly and then just crush everything in the close combat. But obviously, I mean, the freaking tanks can hit me on 6s, maybe, and maybe punch a Flayed One, and I will cry very much. And even if they hit a freaking Oberon, he's gonna regenerate a wound a turn. So they cannot. It's not possible to kill them. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, finally done with the freaking game. Actually, I think it was over in turn 2, but remember we are in turn 3, so that took a little while. And then I get to regenerate my Flayed Ones. I forgot about it. Come back, guys. Nice. 2 guys come back. All right. So where to start? I don't know. If you have a question, just ask, because the entire thing is weird. Yeah, obviously, before we just say anything, I think Necrons have a problem. I think the Deceiver is a loophole. That's problem number 1. Deceiver should not be able to grab units, because rules as written, I think this is perfectly legal. I'm 100% sure of it, because I always look for these kind of opportunities where I'm like, yeah, I can go wild with Flayed Ones, because I like Flayed Ones more than tons of warriors and Tesla Bark spam or something like that. And I think this is actually a really viable tactic because, as you can see, they gunned down that Flayed One squad. The 20 Flayed Ones died like nothing in one turn, easy peasy. And we also demolished the Night Scythe and the Barge in one turn too. So the firepower with the 5 plus is heavy. Like the Strength 5 is so incredibly strong against any unit type at the moment. I think it's a little bit too much, but there's not that much armies that can spam Strength 5 as heavy as Imperial Guard can. So that's new. But I think Oberon also needs to get hotfixed because he can keep teleporting, and that's really, really unhealthy, I think. It was a once per game ability before, and I think it should be the same right now. And if they think that nerfs him too much, then give him a goddamn face shifter. Because he doesn't have one, and he's supposed to be taking the wounds for his master, who is carrying around a face shifter. Hmm, sounds weird. But okay, so mm, yeah, I don't know what to say. So first of all, flayed ones are good. That's the first one. Flayed ones with 4 attacks. 4 attacks is huge, and hitting on threes is also huge because Necrons never get to hit on freaking uh, threes. So the general melee buff already buffed them. Now they got severely nerfed in terms of points. But since melee got buffed so hard, the bump in points I think didn't matter in the end. Because Praetorians and so on are always 7 points more as well, so you wouldn't get any points back anywhere. The only thing that got cheaper is the Warriors, for good reason, because close combat got way worse for them. And the Flayed Ones with the My Will Be Done, which is not a special ability, right? Every freaking Overlord in the game can do that. So that's easy enough. And I don't know. I don't think I needed Nemesaur technically, but that's fine. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to use Zendrak's ability canceling ability. They shouldn't have rerolled the ones here. The tanks should, but not the card. Uh, you play Elder. Yeah, the problem with Elder is the problem why I haven't played Elder yet is it's a big codex, and I have to look up every freaking profile every time I check. And as long as Battlescribe does not have the data on the Elder yet, I will not bother making a list. It's too much effort. The Necrons Codex is a very small one. That's why I did it with this one. And Astrometam is not a small one, but I just spammed one unit type, right? I have only a bunch of them, and I have the entire Guards Codex in my own point builder system in Excel. So that works. But I haven't done with the Elder yet, because if I do it with the Elder, I have to do it with the Harlequin, the Inari, the Dark Elder, and then I have like 2 weekends of work to actually make that work. I can just wait for better scrap at that point, I think. I just wanted to try it out because you need to get a feeling of 1850 points. 1k points are nice and everything, but the balance is so incredibly stupidly off. And I see all these battle reports on the internet with the point system, and I hate it. The point system is inaccurate as hell and can be abused in all sense and purposes. So it's only good if you're playing with someone who's absolutely not interested in playing competitively at any point or fair. That's a problem, I think, because you cannot, in general, um, tell by the first time you play against somebody if he's willing to do that or not. Most of the time, they're not. So I don't think that's a very good one. I like the point system as it is. I think the points seem to be in line with what was before. A lot of units got more expensive, especially grenades, because I play grenades and I already did a battle report. But in the end, I think it's fair because most of the melee stuff got like tremendously better. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think 8th edition makes close combat better, and I think that was a needed buff, like really, really needed buff. Um, the only problem is the majority of the players that play shooting armies have no idea how to play Warhammer. That's not an assault, that's a reality. Because guardsmen player, for example, have really, really good countermeasures to attack deep striking and cheesy units like this, because as you can see, as long as you have enough room to fall back, there's no issue. As long as you have small units that die quickly, there's no issue. As long as you space correctly, there's no issue. You need to deny areas where something like this can happen. It works. You have the guardsmen have the ability to do this, and they just need appropriate lists. And they can't camp all in a corner, and then nobody can run away, and everybody gets stuck in close combat at some point. Then you will lose the game, certainly. But for example, Eldar, I love the Eldar close combat units like the Scorpions and I don't know what. I tried to make them work, especially with the Inari Codex, because that's where they were pretty strong. But now it's much easier, right? You can put them in Wave Serpents finally, and you can charge with Banshees and whatnot. I don't know. I really want to try it out. I'm just too lazy to do it right now. But I like that. The melee units were never bad, but the shooting were always superior in any kind of situation you had. And I really dislike that. I think it's way better if you get to choose whether or not you want to play a shooting army or whether you want to play something different. You can still play jet bikes and whatnot. I don't mind that. I just want the variety that I can play anything I want and it's viable. And I think buffing plasma pistols and all that stuff was a right step for sure. Because who the hell uses plasma pistols? Nobody that's playing any game sense. That's for sure. But okay. That's just me rambling. Uh, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure this kind of list is not as good against other armies that can deploy fewer models like Grey Knights, for example. I'm pretty sure I can play around this kind of list. If this becomes the meta, I think the Necrons will not have a good day. If they play more around their vehicles, which are really, really good, all of them, like the Tesla is full back in action, full hits on Overwatch, everything as you wanted. The Annihilation Barge is good again, all that stuff. I like that. So they have more options than this. This is just the first one that comes to mind because it's a loophole that should be closed in about a year if they keep their promise and update the codices. Or they just FAQ it, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I think it's enough because it took a long time yet again. But I mean, it's a new game, and I have to look up profiles very often. Usually, I play much more fluently in the 7th edition because I played so many games. But without Battle Scribe, it takes longer, and all has to be looked up by hand. And I didn't want to guess too much. I hope I didn't do any room mistakes that were based on the other stuff. I don't know. The the profile checking and everything. I sure did other mistakes, and I think what really needs to get fixed, or what I need to get used to, is this stuff. This like come closer to it. What does it mean? Does it mean I can move like this and get 1 milli-inch closer? That's technically closer than before. So this pile move can be very weird at times. And it gets even weirder if the unit has multiple models. So if there's a Leman Russ here and there's a Leman Russ here and they have one squadron, and my Flayed One is here, he should technically be able to pie in right here, right? Because he comes closer to the... I don't know, is it per model or is it per unit? If it's per model, then I have to basically try to move around it and never come within base contact. Just stay outside of 1 inch, then a little bit closer, a little bit closer. And in the end, it comes down to I can pile around as long as I try to engage as many models as possible, like in the previous edition. Just a little bit different worded, and it's still absolutely in line with the rules as before. You essentially try to manipulate your distance because you don't have to be in base-to-base contact anymore. It's also better, by the way, because if you don't go within 1 inch, you get more models in. Because you get the models who are within 1 inch of your model, which is within 1 inch. English is hard. And obviously your arc goes wider, so you get more models in, the further you stay away from the original model. It's like a way to make the model artificially bigger, so to say. So I did a mistake here for sure. I shouldn't have piled in as heavily as I did um, in the Leman Russ, for example, because that denies me options to move around and shuffle and move to the back half of the Leman Russ um, by abusing the pile in and consolidate rule as much as possible so I can relocate my guys into the guard line deeper and deeper. That's the idea. I'm pretty sure I attacked units here that I didn't declare a charge against at some point. If that happened, I'm sorry about it. Um, I maybe didn't pay attention, but I think I ate Overwatch with everything, so the Flayed Ones should be able to attack everything. I think I didn't even make it into all the units that I took Overwatch from. So I hope that it worked. Um, but I'm sure I'm attacked something at some point that I did not declare a charge against. But most of the time I should have declared multi-charges, even with one model, because obviously the Nightbringer wasn't gonna die anytime soon, even the Deceiver. And if he did, he would have punched a big hole into the tanks. So I think it was actually a better tactic to let him die than anything else. Yeah, whatever. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's long, but it's a learning battle report, and those are always very lengthy. And then, the more you play, the shorter the stuff gets. And I mean, per rounds, you can see this didn't last long. We don't need to play missions or anything here to know what's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure about that one. Yeah. All right. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, feel free to follow, subscribe, like, whatever, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys around next time. Happy wargaming.